Well, my friends and family out there, Reds family, this is not this is not a good one to be reporting on because I know a lot of us had a lot of us had some optimism going into this game. At least thought that we could possibly get some type of result, but it ends up that we do get a result, but it ends up being a 2-2 result and thus another draw. And it also it continues to be an unbeaten streak. However, this game feels like a loss more than a draw. I think a lot of these draws have felt more like losses than actual points on the board, despite the fact that they are points on the board. So we got the scouts in the house. Mr. Lee, how are you?
Okay, thanks, mate. Okay, yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, we are certainly going to get into some ratings, get into some figure out some other things that are going on with the team that definitely we could discuss and put into perspective. It's just difficult to talk about a lot of this stuff lately. The more it goes on, the more it continues, the more it's the same wash and repeat, wash and repeat, wash and repeat. It seems like it's just simply a team that has really no direction, a team that is boring to watch, to be honest with you. There's no excitement in the game when it comes to a lot of what you're watching. Yes, it is control, but it's a good assortment of a control, but it's certainly not it's just if when your control is just back to forth, back, left to right passes. That's not necessarily what you call progressive. Um, Lee, we definitely controlled this game.
Mm.
If you look at the momentum, if you look at the possession, all that, we definitely controlled this game. Yet we ended up still with a 2-2 draw. I think they had one shot, I think, in the first half, and they scored on that one shot, I believe. That was on goal, at least.
Mm.
Where was your mind with the feeling that you have for, was this a solid effort? Was this what was the effort? What was kind of effort that you would say is that you associate with this game?
Mm. I mean, he tried, but there just wasn't that much creativity, was there? We didn't create enough. Um, yeah, it just wasn't a good performance. They did try, they put in effort and that, but there just didn't seem a lot of conviction about how they were going to get in front. I don't know. It just wasn't a good performance for me. It was very disappointing today. It's a little bit better
Well,
than Leeds. It was a bit better than Leeds, but we just struggled to create anything.
get the ambiance a little bit better in the room here, so maybe you can see me a little better. I know that Bernie told me that my outside on my show outside ended up like you couldn't see my face at all. So just make sure that you can see my face a little bit better this time. Um, was there a feel good moment in this match for you? That's a question I like to ask. Was
Mm,
there an actual feel good moment? Was there a moment where you're like, okay, I can,
Probably Cody's goal, even though it wasn't the prettiest of goals and finishes. It was made up. I thought we'd snatched the win. And even though we haven't played great and might not have deserved the win, I would have took it all day and it was made up. I didn't actually get to
okay,
see the equaliser go in for 2-2 because I started getting buffering what I was watching.
okay.
It couldn't see it so as
It
soon
was
as
so
we
quick too.
scored and we were making a sub bringing Joe on, it stuck there and I couldn't see it from there. And then I found out it equalised.
Yeah, I felt kind of silly because I tweeted about the game, what I perceived as being the game winner. You would think that, score with on the 94th minute of a match that has 7 minutes of extra time. You would think that, okay, cool. We should be able to get this over the line, and nope. An absolute worldie, I'll admit that. An absolute worldie of a goal from Reed, who it is interesting how we play these teams, and there are players that will have possibly the biggest moments of their lives against us.
Yeah.
I don't think that Reed will make a goal like that again in his lifetime. Yet,
Yeah.
uh,
That's it. I haven't seen it yet because, as I say, like I got a bit of buffer, and I think Lee did as well from what he's saying there, or something similar. And I couldn't see it, but I couldn't believe he'd equalised, mate. I thought that was the winner when Cody scored, and I felt really good at that moment when Cody scored. I liked his celebration that he ragged his top off because he was made up. But now, still a different winners to the game. We just can't close games out. And we struggle to keep clean sheets.
Yeah. I thought it was in the bag. We adjusted to try to make it more accommodating for us in defense by taking Cody Gakpo off and bringing on Joe Gomez for more added defensive measures. And it still didn't matter. I know you didn't see the end goal, but let me see if I can. I can't show the goal, obviously, but maybe what I can do is at least bring up something that I saw and heard on from what I saw and heard on Coppish today, and it was an interesting take. And what I mean by it was an interesting take is that it was the goal wasn't the goal was a well struck ball, but the problem was there was so many players in the box for Liverpool and not enough players outside to contest the player, so he had plenty of space to run into, plenty of space to react, and just having a go. I think what I can do is I'm not going to show this. I'll show it this way. I believe I can show it this way. Give me 1 second. Let me share with you this. Just give me a second, fellas.
My initial thoughts was that it probably would have been a scruffy equaliser for them from a set piece or something, but then, like I seen in the stream somewhere, some people were calling it a worldie and that. I thought, maybe not then.
No, and it's rightfully so put. All right, I think I can show it like this because I'm not going to actually show the video. I'm not going to actually show the actual shot or the video of the goal, but I will show like a still of it. All right, share this. All right. So this was the build-up. Now you can see in the build-up here, there is Frimpong's marking the ball. I think that's Chiesa actually that has two men to the left and right of him. You could see that there's two players. Reed is the guy in the bottom right-hand corner of the shot there. That's the goal scorer, the eventual goal scorer. And in the box, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 players actually in the box. Okay, you can't really see him, but I'm not certain as to who some of these players are because it is a little pixelated, but I believe that might be Kirkez here on the far right. But
Mhm.
there's a player marking one of the Fulham players there. In the box, you can see other players being marked. There's like 3 players around their center forward. There's one guy, I think that's Grav, being marking this guy on the near post. And then there's another guy in the middle of the box right here. He's being marked. That other Fulham player above him, I don't know if you can you see the pointer on the screen? Can you see the
Mhm.
pointer? Okay. So this guy right here is being actually marked by two players. Okay. You can't really see the second player, but there is a second player back there. Okay.
Mhm.
Let me double check too. So what ended up, whoops, sorry about that. I mean, took it down, took the wrong person down. All right. So right here is where the pass has been made. Okay. The pass has already been made. And as you can see, he's lining up the shot right there. Okay.
Mhm.
Chiesa is close and trying to bring him, trying to
Yeah,
get
it
to the
slows them
player,
down.
close him down. But I mean, it's still tough. It's still a tough angle to get to him. Virgil van Dijk, that's him right there in front of Kanate, right? This is
Mhm.
Virgil van Dijk. This is Kanate right here. All right. Um, what was the issue was, and this is something that my friend and friend of the show, and he hasn't been on the show yet, but he will. I know that he will eventually be a part of it one day. Cal from Coppish was saying Virgil van Dijk's got to come out and close down the ball. He's got to come out and close it down. Now, the issue with what I hear in that is this: one, Virgil van Dijk. I will admit that the line is that we've packed too many players in the box. But the problem with our team currently is that so much of our mentality, so much of our confidence in corners or in long throw-ins or in crosses into the box is at such a low level that we're now even parking the bus, stacking players in the box, just so that we can try to make sure that we have some type of numerical advantage when it comes to having players in the box to contend against crosses. Virgil van Dijk was doing such. He's our best aerial duelist. He's in the box, and that's the reason why he's there. Now we have obviously he's not marking anyone per se, and I get that he wants him to. Cal wanted him to come out and contest the ball, but do you see how far away he is? He's about to shoot the shot right there.
Mhm.
Him running at the player is not going to do anything,
Mhm.
unfortunately. Can we even bring up another? Let me just make sure I bring up the right image. It's already goal scored. Let me see if I can bring up. Um, like I can't even get. I don't even know if I can get into. Here is again. Here is where the shot's actually being taken. Like as in the shot is being taken right there. There's no way Virgil is going to be able to to get
Mhm.
to the shooter. Okay.
Yeah.
So his best bet is to just to put his hands behind his back and hope that he can, create a wall, a one-man wall for himself at least, and cover the near post. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
This the shot ends up going upper 90, like as in it goes in the top hand corner. It is an absolute thunder strike when it comes to him getting to the ball. My issue or my problem with the setup, at least the tactical setup of what we're seeing, is that because we're so I don't want to say reliant, but so in the dumps with our with our confidence on corners and crosses, we have to play like this. Now there should be a midfielder in front now because Chiesa is playing striker for us, by the way. There should be a midfielder that can press out and have and provide some coverage for the outside portion of the box so that there's no shot. But do you see how far away he's taking that shot?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be absolutely a pin, like on the needle head of a
Yeah.
shot. And it was. It just was. It just was. It was an absolute cracker of a shot.
Yeah, sometimes you have to take your hat off to the player, don't you? And you get it just spot on. It does look disappointing, though, that there was no players around the edge of the box, like, closing them down. He did have quite a while to set himself and go for that.
Mm-hmm. No, it's disappointing. There's a lot of players in the box. I think that's the one thing is that we weren't. I think that we made a point that we weren't going to get beat by a cross. We weren't going to get beat by some header, which we have seen happen, And I think that's where our main concerns or focus is don't allow for this to be a cross into the box or some type of shot that goes into the box that can find a player. And that's what we had was an absolute worldly of a shot. It was, depending on who you ask, this game I think played out to an entertaining 2-2 draw. I don't think I wasn't necessarily entertained. I know that most of you probably weren't entertained as well, even those that got the buffering at the end of the game to kind of miss out on the Fulham heroics on their part. But I think if you're, and then maybe if you're neutral, maybe you thought that's true. But if you're a Liverpool supporter, I think you, and especially if you care about standards or about identity or about the trajectory of this team, this football is not good football. It's just not. I think like the fact that we can say we're unbeaten in 8 games or whatever it is now kind of papers over the cracks of a team that is still not in a healthy place. You can tell me what you're feeling, Lee.
Yeah, I don't know where the next performance is coming from. That wasn't very encouraging with having Arsenal in mind for the next game. But hopefully we can do a bit better. Maybe that'll raise us. Maybe we'll be able to raise ourselves for the Arsenal game. Maybe
Does it
that'll give
sound
us
just
extra motivation playing a good side.
yeah? Is that delusional? I actually am optimistic about the Arsenal game. And why I'm optimistic about the Arsenal game is because we seem to play towards our opponents. We seem to play to our opponents' abilities. I'd say 9 out of 10 times we do. Obviously, we didn't against Manchester City, but for the most part, I think we do play to our opposition's levels. And I think that we could play spoiler against Arsenal, a team that I still think, even though we are in some really, really of a rut, I think we could still see something happen. That may be me and my Liverpool delusion, or my Liverpool fantasy world here, or something like that. But for some reason, I do see something happening in that Arsenal game. and us getting some type of a surprise result or something to the sort. It's still 1-0, by the way, in that game the um in the Manchester City Chelsea game. Reinders is the player that has put uh, Manchester City ahead, 1-0. Let's see how much extra time they're going to give in this game. I think it's like 6 minutes. I think I want to say. I can't really see what that number says, but they are into extra time of that game, so that game's about to come to a conclusion. Again, they're up 1-0, 90 plus minutes going in that game. But once again, we had the ball, we had the moments, we even had the lead at one point, and despite the fact that Wilson, it seems like too, again, I don't know what it is about former Liverpool players getting goals against us, but Wilson gets a goal against us today. And it wasn't emotional control. It wasn't tactical control. It wasn't even narrative control. It was Harry Wilson scores, Wirtz responds, Cody gives us hope, and then Reed crushes it. That's like the story in a nutshell,
Yeah.
What does this leave us with? Where are you at with this? What does this leave us with? Are you confident at all that we can put something together? Or optimistic at all, I should say. Not confident.
Well,
Optimistic.
having Ekitike back might help in the Arsenal game. Give us a little bit more of an edge up front. I don't know. There's not much else you can say because there's not really anyone coming back, is there? Salah will be back like before too long from AFCON, but he's out for ages.
Oh my goodness. 1-1.
1-1. Oh, there you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm rooting for Manchester City to win, actually. Because I just don't want Arsenal to get too far in front.
Who scored for Chelsea?
Enzo Fernandez has scored for Chelsea.
Okay.
Enzo.
Managerless Chelsea.
The manager for Chelsea is the manager of their U21s. Manchester City has outplayed Chelsea in this game completely, and they still. It's very similar to what we're seeing, what we saw in our own game. I don't know if Chelsea necessarily deserved are deserving of a draw, but they played a horrible first half, and they have played. I guess you could say played an okay second half so far. Lee Wizkid is saying he is so fed up with us looking lackluster, but yeah, we probably pull something out of the bag at Arsenal. It's a wild. It's just wild. I know that some people are going to say that's a wild take, maybe, simply because we look so poor. There was not much about this game that make anyone say, "Oh yeah, we've got direction. We've got some spirit or something along those lines." But let's go from let's just take this game and break it down. We'll go to the pre-match. We'll go to the first half. We'll go to the second half. Because pre-match, what I mean by pre-match is that coming into this match, Liverpool, I think you could say we were carrying some emotional baggage with us in that our previous matchup wasn't something that I don't think it wasn't something that we were proud of either against Leeds. 0-0, had nothing to show for it at home, can't get a goal. I think it's our first 0-0 in a long time. There was a staggering stat, Lee. We are on pace to have the worst, we are on pace to have the worst point total in, I think, 10 or 15 years or something like that.
Are we? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's scary because, like, the Leeds draw wasn't just 2 points drop. It was a warning sign. It was something that said a lot about this team not being exactly on stable footing. It was lifeless. It was a sterile draw, 0-0 draw, and it was controlled without being dangerous. That's the problem. Like, there's no aggressiveness. There's no danger in this team when you see this team go about their business. And we're all waiting for Liverpool to show who they are, and that is a major issue. I don't think we know who we are anymore. Tonight we had to play with no striker. We have no real vertical threat. A lot of us were calling for. We even put together that lineup when we put Cody in as a striker, not knowing that Ekitike wasn't going to be available, but we put put Cody as a striker, and we still wanted to see Rio on that left side. We didn't want to see Wirtz there. I know he didn't end up getting the goal, but still, a lot of us wanted to see Rio start that game because he probably would have brought some energy and some life to the team. And the urgency wasn't there. We walked into Craven Cottage, with a system and not a plan. Did you feel? I'm gonna ask this to everyone, but did you feel confident before kickoff?
No, no, I didn't. I usually do with Liverpool, especially against Fulham, but not today. I didn't. That's why I was been made up. If that would have been the winner at the end, was have been really pleased with that. But it just wasn't to be, was it?
No. What are they? They are 6 points clear. They have 48 points. Arsenal. That's Manchester City Chelsea matchup has gone final. They both picked up a 1-1 draw, so that's a point apiece. That means that Manchester City sit in second place with 42 points, along with Villa at 42 points. And Arsenal sit atop the league at 48. And we are in fourth place in 34 points. And that is crazy that we're 14 points off of the lead. And Chelsea sits at fifth place now with 31 points. They are tied on points with Manchester United. However, the goal differential is in Chelsea's favor when it comes to that. There's some close competitors to that fifth spot, to be honest with you. There's Brentford, Sunderland, both at 30 points. Both of them got a result today. And then Newcastle and Brighton are sitting at 28 and 28 points to round out the top 10. But there's a nice little chunk of teams that are within striking distance of each other in that bottom fifth five down to 10 is a lot of clumping up. But it's wild. I felt cautious today. At that, it was a weird wake up session. It's not easy sometimes to wake up for some of these games, considering that it's not going to be entertaining football. But I don't know if cautious is ever good to say associated to Liverpool. But in that first half, let's just move on to the first half. Liverpool dominated the ball technically. Fulham dominated the game. And what I mean by that is there's a difference. We pass sideways. We pass safely. We passed endlessly. And Fulham said, fine, have at it. But they knew something about Liverpool. And that was that possession without penetration is permission. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Possession without penetration is permission. Permission for the opponent to rest. Permission for them to stay compact. Permission for them to wait for mistakes. And that's what they did. And that's what they got. And when we made one, Harry Wilson ran up onto the ball. Doesn't happen, his run doesn't happen because Fulham were brilliant. They weren't brilliant in this match. It happened because Liverpool switched off emotionally, because nothing has been demanded of them physically or mentally to stimulate them into being progressive. In my opinion, that's not football. That's a training drill. That's just people getting warmed up. What did you think about the goal, by the way, before I even go into the second half? What did you think about that first?
Well, when the flag went up, I thought it was ruled out. I think I went out the room, and when I come back, I didn't know they'd actually give it. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, they did. So, but ours was close as well, wasn't it? The Wirtz one.
It was. There are some that think that goal was offsides for us, and that we got a gift. There are others that think that that Wilson's goal was possibly offsides. I don't think Wilson's goal was. They showed the semi-automatic display of it, and you can see that Virgil's shoulder was putting him on by at least a half a step. So so we were unfortunate there. But Squidly. Big up Squidly. Big up the Trudon. Big up the Lee Wiskid, like I said earlier, as well. Liverpool, Chelsea, United will scrap it out for 4th and 5th place, is what Trudon on loan to Aston Villa says. Squitley says, Happy New Year, bro. We're crap, Slot out. It's really, it's difficult. It's very difficult to argue against that. Squitley is very difficult. And but I will say this: Happy New Year to you and your family. Definitely Happy New Year's to you. That second half, we obviously, this game was started because of a medical emergency, and we hope that whatever happened in the medical emergency, that the person or persons are good, and that they're that they're better. But the second half started a little bit later than the others because they were already in halftime. So we started this game a little bit later than they did, and Wirtz's score, and let's be honest, I think that's that. I asked you for your feel good moment. I thought that Cody's goal was definitely a great moment. I think it that feel good moment got kind of washed by I think that feel good moment got washed by the quick response by Fulham. Like it made you kind of go, oh, it took away from the luster and specialness of Cody's goal, unfortunately, in my opinion. But I was happy about the Florian Wirtz goal because I just want to see this player start to, pick up some momentum with the goals and assists. He certainly is. This is now another, he had a goal against this is 2 straight games he's had a goal in, right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was happy for him because it came from nothing. It came from chaos, not control, by the way. And listen, that's fine sometimes because you have to. Sometimes you got to get those scrappy goals. But if your only danger is chaos, if your only danger is chaos, and you're a team of that looks like us, which is all about control and being conservative, it's not going to scare anyone. We didn't build waves. We didn't suffocate the team. We didn't force mistakes. We didn't show urgency. We just waited. And waiting is what mid-table teams do. When Cody scored, it felt a little bit like luck, to be honest with you. It was a fortunate goal. Yeah, I would say even more fortunate than Wirtz's goal, in that it went off, I think, of his knee or his upper leg or something like that. And then Fulham respond. It feels like inevitability. It feels like inevitability. And it's one of those cases where it's like, I don't know, where do we go from here? I'll give you my final thoughts, but what are your final thoughts on the game? We have more to talk about, but what were some of your final thoughts on the game? Or what conclusion did you come to after watching this game for Liverpool?
That was struggling.
Okay.
But it's not beyond the realms of possibility. We could pull out a performance at Arsenal and get a draw, maybe even a win. But it's going to take some performance. I think I can't see us shutting them out. Getting a clean sheet at the Emirates. So yeah, I don't know. Really, at the moment, like it just looks really just not going anywhere, are we? Like, don't seem to be getting any better. It's just disappointing. Just got to keep with it, haven't you? Like, and just hope it improves in the coming weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I'll ask these questions. I'll answer my own questions, but I'll ask these questions of you too, though. I don't think this team is bad, in that I don't think this team is a bad team. I think they're poorly coached. I think the instructions are possibly the wrong instructions to imply on this team. I saw Nalante, for instance, sent a clip of the Redmen analyzing the team, and in the clip he brought up the guy that was on screen was talking about this isn't about the coach. This isn't about his system. This is about the players. This is about he went through a list of players. I can't rifle off all the players that he said, but he's talking about McAllister's looks like he's lost his legs. Salah's looks like he has as well. He says something about Virgil and Ibu are out to pasture. It was basically there. He went on and on. This name rifled off a bunch of names that are having subpar seasons from their performances last season. And I think where he missed the mark for me in his analyzation was he didn't really he mentioned the fact that this team can't, in his opinion, press. And one thing I think that he missed in his diatribe was that this team's identity was always pressing. It was always the counter press or press was a part of its real identity. He talked about how Slot doesn't believe that this team can press, and therefore he's turned it into a mid-block team. And I think that is a real issue, considering one of the reasons why we won last year was because we pressed, we were on the front foot. We definitely looked to control games, but we certainly were a little bit more aggressive the approaches that we took, whether it was the workload that certain players like Diaz or Nunez or Dom took on their shoulders. It meant something, because I don't think this team is untalented. I don't think this team is even, but there could be a question of, is this team broken? I don't even believe this team is broken. I think there's still fight or belief that they understand that they are talented enough to not be that they are in a place that's not suited to where they should be. Because I think the ultimate thing about this team is that they are confused, maybe by the message of the coach, maybe by the message, the direction that he's trying to, the directions and instructions that he's trying to imply on the team. It is a serious case of confusion. They don't know whether they're, I think this team doesn't know whether they're a possession team, whether they're a pressing team, whether they're a transition team. So, in all of that said, I think this team chooses the latter, or chooses choice choice D or E or whatever point I'm on. And that is, they choose to be a waiting team. They choose to walk rather than run. They choose to wait rather than press. They choose to wait rather than punish teams. And that's exactly what we have, unfortunately, happening upon us, is that football is a punishing sport. And if you don't impose yourself, the game imposes itself on you. And we're allowing for teams like Fulham's, teams like Leeds, to impose themselves on us, as opposed to we would come out in games and impose our will on the pitch. This is not what this club is supposed to be. And I think that there's that, dead man walking term, I think that Arne Slot's vision and his ideas and everything else, I think they're just, you can't, there has to be, it's tough to get it out, but pause, but I will support this coach. I will support it to the very end, but I believe that there is an end coming for this coach. I do believe that, and I think that he knows it. I think he knows he's playing on borrowed time, and I think that I just don't like the solutions and the answers that he's trying to provide for this club right now. I just don't think that they're good solutions. Big up, Jean Gray in the house. Big up, big up. She says, another poor representation of the badge again today. Absolutely spot on, Jean Gray. Lee Wiskett says, I would love to know just how much credit Slot has left. I don't think he has any credit left. I just don't believe that there's any player, any coach out there that is available to step in and provide the, either the boost to the morale or is able to bring in some new vision that's going to make us go from, where we're at, this sunken place, to actually a place of prosperity. Okay. But what do you go ahead, you can chime in on what I had to say if you think elsewise. If you think,
yeah, I don't see. I'm not seeing a lot of improvement at the moment, so I am worried about where the team's headed. We're just gonna have to do our best, aren't we? Till the end of the season, and then see if they've got somebody else in mind. I hope we're playing a bit better by the time the Champions League knockout stages start.
Yeah.
Because we'll need
Yeah.
to be, and that isn't that far away. But yeah, as far as the league season goes, can't see us finishing any higher than third. We might finish third, like at the moment. Even that's looking tough, isn't it?
We're 8 points off of third place.
They're doing
I think
well.
I think this year is a year that we struggle to possibly we will maybe I shouldn't say struggle, but we should say we will have to fight to hold on to fourth place. I think first, obviously, a top of the league is gone. I think second and third, considering they're both at 42 points right now. I think that is even. We're literally we're beyond the midway point of the season. So, we would have to go on a unbelievable winning streak, not an unbeaten streak, a winning streak. We'd have to go on to solidify us getting a second or third place finish, and I don't see that happening. I just don't see that happening. We're struggling to contain, to pressure, to dominate teams. Again, Fulham. Keep in mind, Fulham is not. They're in the second half. They're in the second half of the table. Leeds are 16th in the league, and they came in and gave it and held us to a 0-0 draw at home. Previously, forcing us to a 3-3 draw at their home. Jean Gray saying, then we should be able to have Klopp back on a guaranteed interim till the end of the season with Stevie as his second and scout for our new manager for the summer, in her opinion. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'd be all for that, to be honest with you. If we could get Klopp back, I'd be even at this point. I'd be even open to Stevie, to Stevie taking over as the interim coach. You disagree, Lee?
I'll probably agree to it myself at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. That's a scary point. That's scary. Start of the year, there weren't many people that were thinking that we'd need Stevie G to come in and rescue us once again. This time as a manager, or even Klopp to have to come back and pick up his gaffer duties. But that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Let's go to the fun part of this show. Well, not really the fun part, because actually a lot of these ratings have been horrible. But let's just knock out these ratings. How about that? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's just start with Alley. I know they're in their old kits. I haven't updated everyone. Alley was I think Alley didn't have much to do in this game, to be honest with you, which is kind of scary. And let me double check too, because Fulham had Fulham had 8 shots total. I don't think many of them were on goal, and they had 0.75 xG in this game.
Mm-hmm.
What would you have given Ali?
He didn't make any major mistakes or anything, but it just wasn't a good performance. So, like, I'll give him a 6.
Okay. 6. Let's see what our others are giving him. 6. Yeah, 6 from Jean Grey, a 6 from Lee Wiskid. All right. I gave him I gave him a letter grade, but it's a 6 is a D as well. So just so you know, 6 is a D, 7 is a C, 8 is a B, 9 is an A. And everything under a 6, excuse me again, everything under a 6 is an F grade, failing grade. Connor Bradley.
So Bradley was
I would
pretty
say.
shit.
Oh, you didn't like him? Okay.
No,
I thought he was exposed at times. I thought he was brave and progressive at others. I didn't think he had a bad first half, but I mean, like, he kind of got put out there a little bit here and there. I understand what you're saying. So what would you have given him?
I'll give him a 6, Bradley.
Okay. 6. See what people were giving him. Jean Grey gave him a 6 as well. Lee Wiskett gave him a 6. I gave him a D plus, but you're saying, yeah, I can give him a D. Go make it a D. Since everyone's going 6, I'll bring him down a little bit. How about for Ibu? Ibu. I don't know what it is about Ibu right now. It's frustrating. I know that people can be very quick to be harsh against him. I think he's solid in duels tonight. He was a little bit slow in some of his reactions to closing out players or making better challenges. But he was at fault for slightly at fault for the first goal, even though it wasn't him in front of the goal of the shot. It was him that pressed out and then he didn't track back. He kind of left Virgil on an island by himself, basically. And then on the second goal, I don't think it was his fault, but there was for instance a exchange where Fulham was attacking. It was one of their few attacks. The Fulham player falls because he slips and he was in the box. He's trying to go forward. He slips, and the ball comes to Ibu. Now Ibu could have trapped the ball, found a clearance, or found a pass, one or the other. However, Ibu panics and kicks the ball straight out of bounds. And I'm like, it's just a telling measure of Ibu this year. It's like he's strong 1 minute and then he's like, his brain is just on some other issue or planet at others. Jean Grey gave him a 6.5, which is a D plus. Lee Wiskett gave him a 5, which is in my book an F. I gave him a D grade as well. I guess that's in between the 5 and the 6.5. What would you have given him, Lee?
Yeah, I'll give him a 6.
Okay. 6. All right. Let's move then. How about for Virgil, our captain?
I'll give him one more. Give him a 7.
You'll give him a 7. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. I don't think he was dominant in this game. I don't think he was comfortable. You can see he shows some composure. Again, I don't agree with Cal's interpretation that the goal is Virgil van Dijk's second goal was Virgil van Dijk's fault. Do I think that he could have shown a little bit better effort in, seeing that the shot's coming from ahead and running at the player to try to force them into a rush decision or something along those lines? Possibly. You could possibly argue that. But I just think that his mind was more about defending crosses and defending and trying to be the player that could put a head to the ball. In his case, I gave him a D plus. What did everyone else give him? Virgil got a 5. Okay. Bonkers thought Virgil had a bad game and Ibu had a better game. Okay. Lee Whiskey gave him a 5 for Virgil. What would you have given him, Lee?
Virgil.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6.5.
Okay. D plus. All right. I know you said a C originally, I think, right? Or 7 or C. Did you say
7?
originally?
Yeah, 7. But
you said,
yeah.
Did I talk you out of it? A
little bit, yeah.
Okay. All right. Kirkez. And any of these players you want stats or you want to hear what they did in the game, tell me and I can pull up some of their stats. They got to give some comprehensive context behind what they did.
Kirkez again, not that good. 6.5.
6.5. Okay.
I'll give Bradley a 6. I'll give Kirkez 0.5 more.
They're getting on you, Lee. They're getting on you. You gotta keep up. I'm gonna say what did the big tomato say to the little tomato when they kept falling behind?
Ketchup.
There you go. Milos Kirkez. I don't know what it is about Kirkez. He was present but not very impactful in this game. I don't think he was a negative necessarily, but he wasn't impactful. I gave him a C plus for some reason. Maybe I'm being too generous. Excuse me. What would you have given? What is that too high of a rating for Kirkez?
No, if you want to give him that, that's fine.
What would you give him Kirkez?
6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah. 6.5. You're giving him a D plus. I'll give. Yeah, that makes him drop down to a C minus. How about we go for a C minus? Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Since I was at a C plus and you were at a D plus, I'll bring it to a C minus. Oof. Man, oh man. I don't know what. Our midfield was. What were your ideas on our midfield? Particularly, but I mean, what were your ideas on our midfield? Do you think our midfield was dominant? Do you think they were involved, engaged, and actively, controlling the game for us, or do you think they were just like passengers on this trip?
Somewhere in between that, I think, is the truth. for the midfield today.
Okay. What would you have given? What would you have given Graf? Then?
7.
7. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna see what he is talking about to bring up people. Wow, I didn't think Virgil didn't have any ground duels today. That's crazy. 7 you gave Gravy. I gave Grav an F today. I gave him a failing grade. You gave him a 7?
Don't know why.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say, geez, am I alone in the chat for giving him a failing grade today? That would be like a 5, 4, 3, whatever number you want to put into. You could put the numbers there. Anything up to 5.5 is a failing grade. What would you have given Gravy? What would you have given Grav today? Five for Ryan. Yeah, I don't think he was a C grade. I will give C grades out, but I don't think I'm giving anyone a B grade today. But I will give some C grades out. Yeah, it looks like 5 for Ryan, says Lee. 5 from Bonkers. I think today was a rough game for Gravy. I really, really do. I think it was a rough game for a lot of our midfielders, but I think today was a pretty bad showing for him. I'm gonna stick with the F. That's the grade. How about for Macca? What would you have given Macca? I'll start off. I gave Macca an F grade too, by the way. So just in case. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I had it against the bar, didn't he? But yeah, it was another limp performance from him, really, like in amongst many others.
He did have one good opportunity where he had the ball and hit the post. That was about it, though.
Do you mean his header onto the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. 6. I'll give him Callister.
6. We have a very nice teacher in the house, by the way, or Professor Lee is definitely being very gracious with his ratings. I gave Mac an F. It looks like Lee's giving him a 5, which is an F grade too. No one played particularly well today for a higher score. I agree with that. I don't think anyone deserves higher than a C. Maybe a C plus is possibly the highest grade you'll see from me today. But Nolante, you joined just in time to get in on the ratings. What would you have given Macca? And welcome to the show, by the way. But what would you have given Macca if you want to join in?
Yeah, you're big up. Just at work. No rating. No rating at all.
No rating at all. Okay. All right. All right. That's pretty damning. All right. Mac got an F grade from Bonkers. I agree. No, it was a hard fail for me. How about Mr. Curtis Jones, the Scouser? I'll let the Scouser rate him first before I show my grade for Curtis. What was your grade for Curtis, Lee?
5.
Really?
Yeah.
What made Curtis's performance a 5 for you today?
Oh, he's just shit.
Oh, okay. Easy enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
McAllister.
Lante, did you want to get?
And Gravenberch was a tiny little bit better than Jones and McAllister, but the two of them were quite poor today.
What was your grade for Curtis, if you want to give one, Nolante?
Standard 5. Didn't do anything major. Standard 5. No, nothing. No effectiveness. Yeah, just a 5.
Okay. I gave him a D, but I'll give him an F. Everyone seems to be giving him a failing grade today. Failing grade. Big up, Dara. Big up. I don't think there's no F pluses. But I feel you, Bonkers. I get what you're saying. You gave him like a 5.5 or something like that, or 58, or something like that. Yeah, failing grade is just that, just a failing grade. You couldn't come home with a F plus or F minus. Curtis Jones with the F grade. Damas Basalai. I'll go with Damas Basalai first and show you my grade. I thought this was one of Dom's one of his poorer games in that he wasn't exactly involved. I will give this an analyzation, or at least I'll give this criticism towards Dom. If you're going to take corners, and especially if you're going to take quick corners, you're trying to take corners quickly, so before Fulham has time to set up. How about this? At least get the cross to the goal. There were numerous times Dominic took our corners, and they were putrid. They were absolutely horrific corners. Offered nothing of an opportunity for us to try to get something out of the corners that he took. And that I was disappointed in that. Went a little wide with his free kick as well. What's funny about it is that I know Dom scored a worldly against Arsenal, and I'm not saying that Dom isn't a good free kick taker. I personally wouldn't mind seeing Maka try to take some of these free kicks here and there, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got to go free kick on McAllister.
Yeah. Dom hasn't really been since the Arsenal goal. I don't think there's been really that much to really write home about on his attempts at goal. Today was another one that he misses the goal. He goes wide of the goal. Of those players on the pitch, I wouldn't have. I don't know if Wirtz was. I believe Wirtz was on the pitch when the corner was given, or excuse me, the corner when the free kick was given. But I wouldn't even mind seeing Wirtz take the free kicks. I'm not saying Dom's a bad free kick taker, but I am saying that I kind of want to mix it up a little bit. Is that wild? I don't think he should be taking corners either. I don't.
No, I think we should mix it up a bit. Like, we've got quite a lot of people who goes on a dead ball.
Mm-hmm. Dara's saying Maka has shown how good he is in the air. Maka is, considering Maka is a shorter stature player, Maka has shown some ability to make space to get free enough to get headers in, which is pretty telling. But Maka used to take our free kicks. Well, not our free kicks, our corner kicks. For some reason, he's not taking it now, which is interesting. The whole gang is showing up now.
Yeah. Bless bros.
Pick up, JK.
Easy enough. You cool.
Oh,
not the shot. He just
yeah.
I'm doing one.
Yeah. No, I think he's at work. That's why. Dom should be outside the box shooting if ball rebounds to him, not corners. I can understand. He's got a great shot for that, and I agree that's something I wouldn't mind seeing him do. He had an opportunity to take one of those kinds of shots today and decided against it. Passed the ball into something that amounted to nothing. I'm gonna, everyone knows I love Dom as a player, but I gave Dom today a a failing grade. I gave Dom a failing grade today. I was disappointed in Dom's performance today.
Mm-hmm.
JK, you're new to the not new to the panel, but new addition here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so now tell us what you think about Dom. What was your grade for him? Or you can give a number grade or a number or a letter grade, whichever you like.
Yeah. Out of 10, I'll give him a 6. I feel he's always busy, fair play to him, you know what I mean? But I think today we needed him more on the ball. And when you can shoot, if you don't shoot, you're not going to score. And I feel like I had people around earlier and they're not really big football fans, but they were saying, if you don't shoot, you're not going to score. And I think Szoboszlai's got it in him to shoot. His energy's always top, Dara, of course, but I feel sometimes he needs to put his stamp on the authority on the game by shooting, setting up, them sort of things, you know what I mean? But other than that, I can't fault the lad. So I'll give him a...
You gave him a 6.
6 out of 10.
Which is like,
you know what? I'll push it to a 7. I'll push it to a 7.
It's like, that's like, oh, wait, whoa, easy. Really? A 7? It's like a C.
Because of his energy.
Oh, what are you doing? All right.
I've turned into the 12th man now.
Exactly.
Nobody the other way around.
I know. It's your grade book. It's your grading pen. You can do what you like with it. So
no, I feel bad.
Yeah. Lee, what would you have given Dom?
Just a 6.
Okay. So a 7 from Dara, a C from Dara, a C from JK, and a D from Lee. Does anyone else see Dom's performance like I did, or am I alone in seeing it as a failing grade here? I'll bump it up to at least to a D or a D plus maybe.
It's a fairly average performance from Dom today.
Yeah, Lee.
Wasn't bad, wasn't average. Good. Just average.
All right, we'll settle on a D plus. I can't give him a C.
The game he weren't playing in, we won. And the games he's come back into, we've drawn. So, but I just feel Szoboszlai sometimes needs to do a little bit more because of the energy he's got and the capabilities he possesses. I just feel it's like Pedro Neto for Chelsea, top player, top player. But he's the type of guy who will make a wicked birthday cake or a wedding cake, get it all nice, and bring it to the venue. And what happens? He walks up the steps to put it on the table and he falls over. So that's like Szoboszlai, where he does all the most important parts, but he just don't do that final piece like what Gerrard would do in a game like today. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. He's lucky to be getting a D plus from you guys.
You know what? I'm giving him an A. Forget it. I feel bad.
You give him an A, yeah?
No,
you realize today he was 1 out of 11 for his crosses.
His crossing weren't great from corners. Tell the truth.
He had 11 crosses, and it was 1 out of 11. His
crossing from corners are poor, man.
Oh, they were ratchet. He had 73 touches, 2 unsuccessful touches. He was 0 for 1 for his dribbles. He lost the ball 24. He had possessions lost 24 times.
Oh, damn.
He had 1 defensive contribution, 1 interception. That was the 1 interception. He had 3 recoveries. He was 0 for 3 for ground duels and 0 for 0 for aerial duels. That's not a good game. I'm sorry.
Not a good game. Yeah.
That's not a good game. I'm gonna knock that down to a D.
Yeah, not great. I know what you mean, bro.
I'm sorry. I can't even give him benefit of the doubt. That is not a good game. Big up High Lord, by the way. Big up. Big up for joining us.
I think I feel like Hilo. I'm full of venom. Not sure how much more I can take of it. Look, I'm gonna quickly just clarify the whole game for you. Like for me, recently we're looking defensively better, even though we conceded 2 today. Their second goal, come on, that's gonna take a top goalie to save that. That was out of this world, you know.
It was.
So defensively, a clean sheet against Leeds. Mm-hmm. Today we could have got a clean sheet if we sort of concentrated, but we're just looking a little bit better in that way of we're not going to get beat. I didn't feel today we were going to get beat. You know what I mean?
I thought the same way that Lee said it in the beginning of the show. I thought that Cody's goal was the game winner.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I thought that it's a scrappy goal. I thought that we got the goal, but we got it. I thought that was going to be the game winner, and especially we brought out Cody. We bring in Joe Gomez for extra protection in the box. So it's another defender that's good in the air and can help us with ground duels in case a player wants to try to attack the box that way. And what did we lose? We lost because I think we lost because we were scared. If there was any time that we needed control. Okay.
We lost today because we gave Harrison Reed enough space to organize his wedding. His engagement party. God knows what else, bro. He could have made us an equals meal there. And we did that against Chelsea, and we got done there by Casado. Same sort of bullshit.
Yep.
So the space that was given to Harrison Reed right there was criminal.
Yeah, that is true. The space we gave him was certainly the space to figure something out. And I just think that we were playing, when I say playing scared, I think that we were looking at it as let's stack the box with players, not give anything, not allow for a cross to get into the box and wayward header or something like that to get the goal.
Who's the most dangerous person on the pitch, bro? When you look at football, who's the most dangerous person on the pitch? It's the guy with the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
There you go. So Harrison Reed, he sounds like Superman. The amount of space he was given there, bro, I've not seen nothing like it in my whole life. I've seen the replay of it, and I'm thinking, look at that space there, bro. Crazy.
All right. I want to see. We don't. Cian's not on the show today. She was conducting her own space on Twitter, but I actually did give her a shout on Twitter because of the goal that Cody got. I know that Cody's one of her. She likes Cody, I think, apparently even more so than Virgil. So, but she loves Dutch player. She loves the Dutch team. And Cody Gakpo. Now, out of all the players on here, I thought that Cody played decently. Considering he was the striker for us today. He was thrown in that striker. Wasn't necessarily he's not our first choice as striker. But we mentioned it yesterday. We thought about putting together a team. We had Cody. We had Cody in there to bring in as a makeshift striker while Ekatike gets back to fitness. he played basically the entire game, almost a full 90. He played 89 minutes. Got the goal. Got the what was seen to be the go-ahead goal, or possibly even the winner. Had opportunity early, missed it. I admit that. Had another. He had decent. He had 5 total shots in this game. 1 shot on target, 1 shot blocked, 2 shots, 1 big chance missed, and he had 2 offsides in this game. 31 touches. Was unsuccessful with 3 of his touches. 1 for 1 for his dribbles. Was fouled twice. Lost the ball 7 times. I gave Cody a C because I thought he had the game winner. By the way, I give him. I know I've seen some really tough ratings for Cody. Bonkers gave him a D. Lee gave him an F grade.
Like for me, bro, I said I wanted to see Cody in the box today. I don't want to see him out left because in the box he can shoot. So when he got his goal, I was thinking, there you go. He did what I just wanted him to do: get the winner, get a goal in the box. He did it.
Right.
So whatever defensively he did after that weren't his fault. He was getting the winner for us, and he was gutted on the sidelines when I seen his face when we let that goal in. Did you see his face? He was like, "Yo, I got the winner here." Sorted.
Yeah, I didn't see his face.
His face told you everything.
I mean, it was literally almost a minute after he gotten off the pitch, almost practically.
Exactly.
Dara's giving him a C like I did. Okay, he's gave him a 7. What did you want to give Cody as a grade?
I'll give him a C because he got the winner, and then we didn't get the winner. But I'll give him a C. So that'll probably be about a 7, bro.
Okay. I thought it was a good perseverance goal. That's why it wasn't a pretty goal. It wasn't anything. It was scrappy. It was like I thought it was something that he persevered to get.
Back post, across.
We rarely see the kind of emotion that we did out of Cody actually after the goal. You could tell it meant a lot. Taking off his kit, getting a yellow card obviously, but taking off his kit, and throwing the kit up in the air, or rallying the crowd behind him. Lee, what was your rating for Mr. Cody, Agent Cody?
Cody, give him a 6.
Gave him a D grade.
Do you know what? I was delighted when he scored because I thought we had won the game, and I was delighted for him as well. And I was pleased he whipped his top off because, just to emphasise the celebration and took a booking. But obviously not closing the game out, then letting the equalizer in, spoiled all that. But besides that, it wasn't the greatest performance, but it was his first in a while. It was his first start in a while, wasn't it? So, I give him a 6.
Okay. Jeez. I'm gonna have to do a C- then. There's a couple of D's and a couple of F's. Only 3 C's. So, but he'll stay in the C rating, but I'll get the C-, I guess. I thought it was a big goal for him. That was a big goal. I thought it was a good goal for him too, considering all things considered. Let's see. All right, let's look at it this way. Florian Wirtz. I think none of us can deny that Florian Wirtz is basically our team. No, he is the team. Do you think his goal was offsides?
thought he was initially, and I thought it would get chalked off, but no, then, because they give it, you've got to go with what they said, like we had to for Harry Wilson's goal.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a 1-1, but I think that was offside for me. But fair play to Wirtz, got a goal, looked busy. As soon as he comes off, I just feel that we lose a lot of attacking sort of prowess. You know what I mean? When he's on the pitch, I just feel he's gonna do a little pass. He's gonna do a little something. Look now, bro. In the last 3 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. So he's slowly ticking along now. He's slowly getting into it. The thing is, I think Slot brings him off because he had something with his hamstring a few games back, so you don't want to overplay him.
Right.
Right. But for me, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. But
okay. How about
what a player! I'm excited. What's he gonna do for us? I think he's quality.
I think he's arguably our best player on this team. What do you got him at, Lee?
Give him 6.5.
6.5. Okay. So you gave him a C. You're giving him a D plus. I gave him a C grade. What did the rest of the chat do? Lee gave him a 7, which is a C. Wirtz should never have been taken off. Yes. Agreed on that one. 7.25. So it's like a C minus. I think a C is a good grade. We'll have to kick out the Russian judge's grade of a D plus or something. I think C is a good grade. Substitutes. There is only really one substitute that you could grade in this game. But and that would have been most likely Frimpong, who came on at the 76th minute. What would you have given Frimpong in this game? I thought Frimpong was average. I would have given him a D grade, though. Lee, what was your grade?
How long was he on for? I've forgotten now.
He came in at the 76th minute, so he was on for, what is that, 80? That's 14, so plus 7. So he's on for 21 minutes.
Created the goal. We got cross. Give him a C.
A C grade. Okay.
For his assist.
I agree with Dara. I think he looked a little bit rust. I wouldn't say rusty might be a little bit harsh of a word to use, but I understand what he's going with it. He looked like a little bit like he wasn't sharp, I think is better to put it. He didn't look sharp. Oh. Bonkers gave him a D. So F grade from Dara, F grade from Lee. WizKid. He wasn't on it today. I agree. You didn't see that expressiveness that you've seen in previous games, I think, from Frimpong. What'd you give him again, Lee? A D plus, you said, or something?
C.
A C. Ooh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well then, JK, what did you give? What'd you give Frimpong?
I'll give him for the assist. I'll give him a 7.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just for the assist, bro. He's
just because he got the assist. Okay.
Yeah, just for the assist, bro. He came on the pitch to do something, and he did something. There you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Look what he's done that a lot since he's come back.
I don't think he got.
Properly.
He didn't get the
He's getting
assist though.
in.
He didn't get.
No, was it him?
I don't think he got the assist for that.
Oh.
It wasn't him. I'll tell you who was Cody's goal was kind of like slop ball, so they didn't throw an assist. He might have gotten a cross in for it to actually happen, but it wasn't. It
come off Anderson, didn't it?
Yeah, it came off another player.
Oh, okay.
To me, it's still his assist, though. Like, to me, it's still an assist. Like, even if he gets a touch off someone. Like when a goal gets given, if it's on target, the shot.
D for Frimpong. I just thought I can understand. Maybe not a failing grade because he got the assists. I'll say a D. I don't have a mark. I don't have a picture for him just yet, but I'll give him a D grade. All right, so the coach evaluation. This is the fun part because this is probably going to be the harshest part of this episode here. I wouldn't say fun part. Maybe it's the bittersweet part. That's a better way of putting it. So Arnie's sitting there at the press conference waiting to hear what you have to say. He's, I think, even making sure that his earbud is in so he could, in case you speak a different language, he can understand what you have to say. So you can say it in any language you like. What do you give Arne Slot for his grade today? It's no surprise. I gave him an F grade, but you can give him a number grade or a letter grade, your choice. What do you want to give Arne Slot? And expand on why you're giving him that grade too, if you can, please. Mr. Lee.
Arnie was shit today. Like, his tactics and that didn't work against a fairly average side that were missing a few players. So gonna give him, I don't know what's getting a bad score. I give him 3 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 2 is even lower.
Oh no, trust, it goes even worse. He got a 3 from Lee. He got a 2 from Dara. He got a we don't even give -1s, but we'll allow it. Bonkers gave him a -1 today. A failing grade, basically. It was a fail. Absolutely failing grade today. I don't think he properly set us up to win this game. I thought he could have been bolder in his selections. I know people might say, well, you're just speaking from hindsight. Look, I would have preferred to see us have a. If you're going to put Cody up front, I don't have an issue with that. I understand that we don't have necessarily a striker beyond. Either you're going to start Chiesa at striker or you're going to start Cody at striker. And I know that this coach prefers to have Cody on the pitch one way or another, whether it's left wing. Obviously, even if it's striker, he wants to have Cody on the pitch. So fine, Cody gets to start. But if I was going to say, we put together our own lineups earlier, and yesterday at least, and we even came to consensus on certain appointments for players to get their opportunities in this game. I thought that this game, for a team that was going to sit back and allow for you to play, allow for you to have the ball, the majority of the ball. In this game, we had the ball 60-some% or something like that, right? Yeah, like close to 60% of the ball, 58% if you want to be exact. Okay, and in a game where you're going to have a lot of space in front of you to kind of to do something about, but you're going to have to go through players that are sitting in front of you. This game called for a player like Rio, no disrespect to Curtis, because I know Curtis can make those kinds. He's good on the ball. He can dribble. He can make runs. We get that. but I don't think we saw the best of Curtis today. I don't think we saw the best of Dom today. They look lackluster. I don't know what you're doing by sitting McAllister and Grav back there. If you're going to play against a team, I personally think if you're going to play against a team that sits in a low block, a team that has this type of setup, not necessarily in a low block, or at least it's going to sit back in a prevent type defense. Okay. Then I think you have to throw some players forward to make more offense and get more offense, get more players in front of the ball to make the runs, to make space and the likes. And I think that a player like Rio could have been utilized. He could have been a wild card today. We didn't even see Rio come on off the bench today. I get that we were winning and at that point we're just trying to hold on to a 2-1 win. But even when we weren't, even before the Cody goal, I thought you could have brought Rio onto the pitch to provide some type of some type of energy, some type of change in approach, because he's one player that likes to dribble, do step overs, attack the defense, and we didn't see that really today. We didn't see that much at all actually today. And because of such, we ended up looking stale and looking impotent on the pitch. So what was it that and on top of that, everyone sees my grade. Sorry about that. And tell me also what you thought about us basically not. You brought this up yesterday, JK. For those people out there that are, and I think we have to have three on our roster. You have to have, I think every roster has to have 3 keepers on it. Okay. Not necessarily that you bring 3 keepers to every game, but the squad roster has to have 3 keepers. Okay. But for some reason, we are so low on players that we bring our backup keeper to these games.
And that's where Harvey Elliott could be coming along instead of that third keeper.
Exactly.
Bro. Madness.
It's madness.
It's madness, bro.
Just bring the lad
today,
back.
then. Yeah, man. Just mad.
Oh, Harvey Elliott would have been fantastic to see in this game.
In the last games, bro, Leeds even, Sunderland, them type of games, you know?
Yeah. Because he's going to attack. He's a good dribbler. He's going to attack the defense in front of him. And he's good at passing. He's good at crossing. This game today saw us do the only tactical change we saw from Arne Slot technically was Jeremy Frimpong being brought in for Florian Wirtz. And that was probably because I know a lot of people were saying, Dara was saying earlier, we should have never brought Florian Wirtz out. We're taking out possibly our most creative player. And the only player that actually was looking like he was going to amount to some type of goal in this game, really, which he got. And you look at, other than that, he brought in Chiesa for Curtis Jones. That wasn't even a head scratcher. But he brought, and I don't mean because Chiesa's not capable, but just simply because Curtis Jones is one of the few players that can hold the ball, dribble, maybe progress the ball that way. But he brought out Curtis Jones for Chiesa. In that, by doing so, Chiesa takes the striker role. It bumped Cody Gakpo to the left wing. It didn't really amount to much of a difference because then, but some might say it did because Cody got the goal, and we take out Cody and we bring in Joe Gomez. Some might argue that those are all three very strategic moves by our coach. However, why didn't we see possibly maybe even Leone get into this game, or a Rio get into this game earlier, so that this game could have maybe had a different projection, a different trajectory? You want to? I don't know if Nolante's back. I know, and Nolante's got limited time, so I'll let Nolante holler at that portion or his ideas on what I said, or if he's got his own ideas as well.
Yeah, no problem. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Certainly.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Just you know what? Basically, what I would say is the fact that Slot didn't use his initiative at halftime. What he should have done. That the game was not great. Again, I mean, you made the lineup. I mean, why did he do? He done Bradley and Frimpong the wrong way. He should have been paid Bradley and Frimpong in this game, not the Leeds game, in the home game. We didn't need Bradley and Frimpong. We didn't need two right backs or wing back, whatever. We didn't need that. But my understanding is, yes, you have to give Slot just a shred bit of credit because obviously he had some words out with the players. That's because they were out early. So to speed up the play process. But at the same time, where could he be brave? You could have put Rio, Chiesa and Frimpong all on to make a difference earlier, you know.
That's
but he didn't.
Saying,
he could have just done it up and the problem is the fact that hold on, sorry, one second, sorry, hold on.
No problem. While he takes care of that, I'll bring up the points by the chat here. When you're at a point where you happily take a point, it's a demonstration of how the minds at the core is almost defeated. There was a comment. Oh, I have the comment. Let me share you this comment. This was a comment made by Arne Slot. He said, "It's never ideal, but we also haven't lost a game all year." That was Arne Slot's quote.
Yes, that's a man that he just needs to go for his own sake, for the sake of the club, and he just needs to go. He really does, because it's just getting ridiculous, and his quotes are just getting mad. I think all of us here are all level-headed fans, and we had the Slot out from day one and the oracles, and all of us have been pretty level-headed about it. Trying to not be it's Arnie, but be critical, but. Now let's get to the point where he needs to go for his own sanity and for the club. Get Stevie G in. I really don't care this moment because, yes, he's the tactical, but the players are not pushing away and they need to be exposed as well. And have we got any help against Arsenal on Thursday? No. I haven't. Have you? I mean, yes, I know you support the team, but which I do. But we're going to get a beat down because I don't see any patterns of play. I don't see the players are off form. Slot is not doing the right changes at the right time. Remember last season, how many changes he done at halftime or tactical tweaks he did? And he's like, this version is a clown. It's a clone. He's second guessing it. Yes, we bought.
No.
Yeah, go on, 12. Sorry.
Real quick. No. My apologies. I just want to interject. You asked the question,
all good.
Whether I believe, and the panel can weigh in too. I already said it earlier. I think we're going to get a result at Arsenal. Some odd real. I know people call me delusional. Maybe someone will say, "Oh, you got the red glasses on," or "Oh, you're." I don't know. I hope they're not calling me a top red or something stupid. But the only reason why I am saying that I think we could get some type of result at the Emirates is because that's how this year has been. It's been a weird year where things you expect. I think all of us expected us to go to Fulham and win. I think all of us expected us to not only play Leeds at home and get a win, but for us to go to Leeds and get a win. I think most of us expected a lot of these games that we've drawn or lost, even if you want to take, let's just take here, I'll pull this up too. Even if you just want to take, the games that we've had recently, whether it's been Wolves, Spurs, what was this game? Wolves, Spurs, Brighton, Inter. Even if you take those games alone, we won those games, albeit, but still in those games, I think maybe separate from the Inter game, which is a lot of people may have thought wouldn't have happened, would probably have lost. You probably would have thought, oh well, maybe we don't necessarily. We're going to smash Wolves at home. We didn't. We should be able to just absolutely handle Tottenham. We got absolutely against a 9-man Tottenham team. We got caught. We looked. I think wanting. Against Brighton, that was possibly our best game, one of our best games in that run. But like against Inter, again, a team we should lose against, we win. So why I'm saying it, I'll land here. Why I'm saying it, I'll give the mic back to Nolante. Why I'm saying I think we might get a result is simply because we shouldn't get a result against Arsenal. And that's scary. That's scary that I'm saying, it's not because I'm confident in our team or our ability in this and because we're playing on such great form. I'm only saying that we're going to get a result against Arsenal because we shouldn't get a result against Arsenal. That is mind-blowing. KJ agrees with me too. And also Nolante Dara says he agrees with you. I'll bring up Nolante's his point first. He says, agreed, Nolante. Slot was known for his tactical changes last season. This season he seems to be a liability. KJ is agreeing with what I just said, which was he thinks we beat Arsenal. We may not deserve to win. They could very well scumbag it, but I see. He sees us winning. Excuse me. Doris thinks that we look like an expensively assembled West Ham at the moment. Ouch, that kind of hurts. And he says, Heiler says, well, at the moment, I think Frimpong was one of the very few who demonstrate progress. He thinks he was our best player in the Leeds game, and he thought he showed a positive impact today. I think Frimpong's touches today were kind of wanting. They were kind of like they could have been better, but I don't think Frimpong had a horrible game today. But finish your thought, Nolante, too. I apologize for taking a lot of that to grandstand.
No, it's all right. No, it's okay. No, it's all right at all. I just think that the situation is just damning, and I think the fact of the matter is that we were. We in a year's time we were ongoing. He was on tactical point, Dara, and he's just lost it. Like I said, you can see the team struggling, the pace, the width, but be proactive. Like put on Rio, Kaiser, Frimpong, more energy, more person. I'm not saying it doesn't guarantee, but maybe we win this game. I have no problem about you saying you and 12, you and KJ, no problem about scum banging, because you know what, that could happen. But right now, do we have any faith? What's going to happen after the game? In the next game? These two draws with Leeds, Sunderland, where would we be if we converted them as bad as we'd be up there? And this is the problem. The quality is there, but the players somehow have just lost their way. And Yes, the manager has, and again, I keep saying it, I'm just bored of saying it now. The manager has something to do with it, I agree. And his statements are just putting a knife in his back. He's just really not helping. And he seems like a man who's on the brink. But the players themselves, how can you tell me these players have all gone to pot? You can't just say it's down to the manager. It can't be. It can't be down to, it's not down to the manager. Like, look at Gravenberch and Jones. They look lost. Like, Jones, as good as a player, he frustrates me. Sometimes, like, he holds the ball too much. Just play it first time. Quick plays. It's just, like I said, it's not rocket science, all of us. And again, none of us, are coaches. But it's just, the way it plays so lethargic. Kanate, again, they look shambles. Like, put Joey G. Joey G needs to go in there straight away, ASAP. I don't give a damn if he's come back from injury. And, I said Rio, look, I don't want him to see him starting any games, but it's got to the point now where if you're not going to start K's for whatever reason, again, we don't know. One day we'll find out why. Then play Rio. Give me Trey Leone. Just give me these guys, the youngsters. And yes, they will make mistakes, but they'll be passion. They'll be forward-thinking players. Because right now, they're not cutting it. But what we're going to see, no. And the Arsenal game, like I said, I hope you and KG are right. Because I can't stand Arsenal, but I just see that's giving us a beatdown. Because look at Fulham, look at Leeds, Sunderland. But what Arsenal going to do to us? What Arsenal going to do to us? And it's sad to say that with the team, the squad we got. But unfortunately, this is what's going to happen. We're not going to get it's not going to be proactive. The changes that need to be made are not going to be made, and it's going to be the same old same. So we'll all watch. We'll watch, and of course we'll hope to win. And of course, if we win, we'll celebrate. But it's just time now. It's just time. It's just time. We just need freshness. And yeah, I want these players to be exposed because I want him to go because he's losing the plot. We just need freshness now. We just need the freshness now. Whoever it is, we really do. But yeah. Anyway,
there's a thing that they do for your pets. They say spade and neuter your pets, which is something to help keep control and the likes. I think that Arne Slot has definitely neutered this team's approach. That's unfortunate to say. It might be a little graphic to say, but I think that's what we see. KJ saying he has no faith in he says he has faith in the players. Excuse me, and he has faith in the players in the squad, but no faith in the manager. 2 decent games, then Slot reverts to type, rinse and repeat. I can't. KJ, preach, brother. One of my biggest criticisms of this coach is that he is someone that sees what works, finds something that works. This is not easy, and then reverts right back to what doesn't work. That is such the case with this coach. There was no, what Nolante said, I agree on, I'd say probably 95% of it. The only 5% I don't agree with was obviously I disagree. Something he did say he's come to the point where, hey, at least play him if you're not going to play Chiesa. But I just thought Rio could have made a difference in this game. I am not saying that Rio needs to be a full-time starter in the sense of an everyday starter, okay, or every game starter, okay. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that this coach, if he could just be bold enough to say occasionally, I'm going to switch it up today. I'm going to utilize the players and the strengths that they bring. And utilize it properly. If this team is going, if Liverpool are going to be faced up against a Fulham squad that's going to sit back and allow for us to have control, I don't know about you, but I cringe every time I see us pass left to right and then back to alley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's getting annoying, isn't it? I like what Tom Messi's done there. Has Slot reworded, "You'll never walk alone," yawn. That's hilarious.
That was a good one.
That is good. That is good. Big up to John Wick in the house, by the way. To our Reds version of John
KJ
Wick
as well.
Yeah. It's a forever.
Quickly, I just want to say that I can't blame
Red.
Slot because that game was won. If you got a football brain, you would say the guy with the ball is the most dangerous in the last minutes. Why? He can cross it into the box. He can take a shot, whatever. And it's not Slot's fault that no one went to that guy as soon as he got the ball. You understand? I'm blaming that on the players. Slot was thinking his brain, you know what? As soon as that lad's got the ball, where's the guy trying to get the ball off him or stop him for whatever he wants to do? So you can't really blame Slot for that one there.
Hold on a second. I'm writing a response to something. I'll just read out what I said though. There was a comment made by Jamie Carragher that I thought was so. I know what I understand that Jamie is frustrated, disappointed, maybe embarrassed by not only some of his comments but primarily by this team's performances and the likes, and him having to be on center stage, to always have to be the person that has to either defend or attack.
On the spot. The Scouts are on the spot.
The Scouts are on the spot.
Yeah, Mr. Scouts. What have you got to say about this?
Well, I guess you would know best because Lee, you're our Scouts are on the spot. I know that you don't necessarily. It's maybe an unfair position to be in, but he made this comment, which I thought was I understand why he made the comment. He basically said I wish I could give. He said another portion of about our right back, but he made this as being mentioned about our left back. He said with Milos Kerkez, it's like having Darwin Nunez as a left back. I don't even know.
I think he's trying to say there's a lot of brawn and no brains in Kerkez, maybe, that he's just like when he charges forward and does them lane crosses or something. I don't know. I think I know where he's coming from on that one. I think I get what he means.
Do you? I know what he's. I personally think what he's doing is just trying to take a dig at. He's trying to take a dig at Kerkez, and he's also trying to take a dig at Nunez as well. To be honest with you. Again, I know people are going to be like, my Nunez defense league is popping up, but I just thought that it was unnecessary. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree with that one. Yeah, I agree. The Salah thing, I agreed with him to an extent. He's right, but that one, that was no need. There's no need for that. There's no. Nunez has left the club, so why are you saying that? That's just stupidity from him. Yeah, there's no need.
Like Jamie Carragher states the obvious, and for me, sometimes some things don't need to be said, if you know what I mean, because you already know. You know what I'm saying? So what him and Gary Neville are great at doing is stating the obvious. And I haven't really got time for that. Kerkez, for me, he gives 100%. And today he was trying to get more crosses in. I noticed that about his game. He was trying to get the ball in the box. He ain't really done that for us at all. I have no problem with Kerkez. I think he'll be a good player for us. But Jamie Carragher,
today. I was a bit annoyed with him and Bradley today. In fact, I was annoyed with Bradley. Was worse for me than Kerkez today, but only a bit. The pair of them were a bit crap today. I thought it was when Kerkez bombed forward and that was in good crossing positions. He always crosses them, so they they cut back sort of thing. He never loops them ones round the defenders, in between the defenders and the goalie. He never does them. He always just cuts them back across and they go straight to the first bloody man. I've never seen him hit anyone yet with one. But he's still learning and all that. He is young, but that was my criticism of today. And Bradley, likewise, when Bradley got in good positions, he wasted it, although he did create the equalizer for Wirtz.
But I know what you mean by Bradley. He weren't great. Look, when you look at our team, then wing fullbacks got to get the ball in the box. Either be Frimpong, Bradley, Robertson, or Kirkes. Get the ball in the box. I think Robinson for Fulham, great player. He had a top game today as well, Darius. True.
Here's the exact quote. He said, Jamie Carragher said, Trent Alexander-Arnold, who Liverpool misses immensely, he used to say, was like having Kevin De Bruyne at right back. With Milos Kerkez, it's like having Darwin Núñez at left back.
Oh.
Maybe he meant like him making the right decisions, or like sometimes Darwin would get his head down and just run in a sort of Ronnie Rosenthal way. And Kerkez does that as well sometimes. He's got to make better decisions than that. Maybe that's what he was driving at.
I see it. The Scousers are protecting each other. I got you.
Well, because I'm one of
because that is.
I could be miles off the mark. I could be miles off the mark in what he's actually driving at by comparing Kerkez to Núñez. I think maybe
this is unnecessary.
He's saying that he thinks Darwin was a donkey, and he's saying that Kerkez is a donkey.
Yeah,
as simple as that.
With them being like one being a striker and one being a fullback, it's a bit of a weird comparison.
It's the energy, bro.
What angle is he coming at it from? That's what you're trying to ask yourself, aren't you?
He's basically saying that Kerkez is crafting chaos on as a left back.
No, it's chaos. Chaos.
But the same energy. That's what he's trying to say. They got the same sort of energy when they're playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They have that they're going to go out. They're going to try to score. Not score. They're going to go out. They're going to run their butts off. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to go. They're always going to look to go forward and everything else. And it's just weird. It's just a weird statement. This was an Arne Slot quote. We scored 2 goals in any away game, and we hardly concede a chance. You'd expect to win. I don't know what it is, but we concede incredible goals, and we don't concede many chances.
That's true. Fulham weren't great today. Let's tell the truth. What did they do, really? Let's be serious here. Second half, we controlled that second half. Their first goal, if it was offside, it would have been sound 0-0 half time, you know what I mean? But I just feel Fulham weren't great. They were all right. Nothing special. I think we had the control of that game.
Yeah, I don't think they were great at all. But you know what the commentators were saying, and Lee, I'll let you jump in on this. They were saying something that I think I agree with, and that is Fulham were more successful in coming into this game and performing what they were asked to do. I don't think Liverpool came into this game and did what they needed to do, or were asked to do, instructed to do. I think Fulham did what they were instructed to do, and that instructions led to one mistake, a player making the most of it. He capitalizes off it. They get a goal, and then we get really, really, conservative, cautious. We stack the box with players, overload the box with our own box of our own players. We give the player too much space because we're cautious, because we don't want to rather take the ball, press the players, create opportunities, or maybe even by pressing the ball, take the ball back and just hold on to the ball ourselves and control the ball ourselves through our passing and our dribbling. Rather than do that, we said all of a sudden, we're going to just stack the box. We're going to allow for you to take the shots. We're going to allow for you to have possession all of a sudden. And what happened? Gave them way too much space, and they scored. Two stupid I think, tactically inept goals for these teams, for the team. You can say the opposite. You can say I'm wrong.
Yeah. But I always say this, bro. The goals we concede are very preventable. You know, like the ball's coming to the box, and instead of Kanate controlling it and booting it back up, he sort of tries to control it, hits him, and goes for a corner. And then what happens? The opposition score from that fucking corner. And that's what's happened all season. Football is a game. If you make mistakes, teams are going to take advantage of you. Hence why, when I play football, I try to be a perfectionist. I don't want no excuse of where we've gifted the opposition a goal. That you got to get that into your brain set of the mindset of the players, bro, in training. You know, I don't know how much Arne Slot talks to these guys. You know, in that way, where the mental side of the game, where do not give the opposition chances. What he's done, he did that. He didn't really give. We didn't give Fulham, even Leeds. When you really look at these games, we're not really allowing the opposition to run us. So we've sort of stopped that. But the thing is, we're not taking advantage of that, where we should be winning these games. That's another 2 points drop today. 2 points against Leeds. 2 points against Leeds again. Sunderland 2 points. That's 8 points there.
Yeah.
There you go.
You drop that 8 points in, and all of a sudden we're a comfortable third or fourth place at least to what we have right now.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Because realistically, that gap between us at United and Chelsea should be much, much bigger. We should be above Villa now, realistically, if we did what we have to do. And we ain't doing it. And that's the most frustrating part of it all.
Yeah. You guys think anything else wise to what me or JK just said?
I don't know what we can do to really turn this form around at the moment. That's the most disappointing thing about it, what changes we can make. But I just think we can pull a performance out at Arsenal. Somehow. It's going to be tough, though, because they're really on form, aren't they? Like, they're just beating everyone before them, aren't they?
Could you say, I want you to continue on with your point, but I'm going to ask you a question real quickly. Do you think that Arne Slot missed an opportunity with the way that he handled Mohamed Salah? I know that people could disagree. Some disagree, some agree with how he handled the situation. I don't mean just necessarily, the arguments or, the back and forth of when it got ugly. But what I am saying about, he took the opportunity, or he took the initiative to sit possibly one of the most, in a lot of people's minds, and one of the most unsittable people on our team. That is Mohamed Salah, the legend himself, the living legend. And he took that opportunity and sat him. Why I am asking maybe he missed an opportunity is because he should do the same with Ibu. He should do the same with Cody, or whoever else is not playing to the level or providing the kinds of differences we need. We're kind of stagnant. Why not insert some type of change into the lineup to see if it sparks anything? If you're not going to go to a 4-4-2 or go with the formations that you had before, maybe because we don't have the ability to play two strikers, because we don't have two strikers anymore. You'd have to play either Chiesa or Cody at the moment as a second striker. Maybe that's not the option that you want to go with. Okay, fine. That's not the case, and we're limited formationally with our formations simply because of our lineup. But I'm honestly asking, Lee, did he miss an opportunity to basically make some tough decisions? Call out the squad to make everyone know no one's position on this team. No one's position on this team is a given. You have to play for it. You have to fight for it. And we've seen players get starts time and time again. He's somewhat phased out McAllister from that role. I give him credit for that. But again, I don't know why Ibu starts over Gomez as much as he does. I understand Kirk starting as of late because he's starting to pick up in his form. But there's got to be some answers that he's got to find from this team, and if it means calling up players that he might not have wanted to rely on, but maybe it sets a message of get your act together. He utilized Salah as what he called as being the sacrificial lamb, and then did nothing with it. That's my opinion. Maybe you have a different opinion. And I know Nolante probably will want to comment on that too. So Lee or Nolante, if you guys want to comment on what I said, I'd love to hear your takes.
Well, the subs he made, I suppose they had a little bit of an effect. Like Frimpong put that cross in for the Cody goal. I don't know what else he could have done really today, except for just, I don't know, maybe have a bit of a better plan to beat them, or make it easier for the players to understand what he was asking of them. Don't know. It just it was better before. It wasn't as bad a performance as Leeds. That one really done me head in. This was shit today, but it wasn't as bad as Leeds. But we had more room to play in today, and we just didn't use it. It was the sad thing. It was a shame that Hugo was out, because he might have given us that cutting edge that we were missing. Maybe. I just hope he's back for Arsenal, Hugo. That is something that can change for the next match. But aside from that, there's not much else we can do, is there?
Yeah. I again, I'll see if Nolante wants to answer this. If not, then JK, you can answer as well. You have a coach today that had a lineup where, let me pull up the lineup too, by the way, just so I make sure I get everything accurate. He had a lineup today where he started Cody as a striker. He started Damas Boslai as a right wing. He started Curtis Jones as a left wing. He had from what people have assessed, now to form McAllister in the pivot. Rather than play, he has on this team 2 capable wingers. Let me repeat that. He has on this team 2 capable wingers in Rio and in Chiesa. And he chose to not play either for the majority of the game and play one in the dying minutes of the game. How do you defend that? How can you defend that? How can you defend his choice to do that? I know this is hindsight. I know people will say, oh, you don't know if they would have scored or if they would have made the difference. All I'm trying to get across is this coach continues to play players out of position and then wonders why the results or why the team is lackluster in their production or their progressiveness or their creativity. I know that JK and Nolante are both on mute, but if you guys do you guys have an answer for what I said, or do you have a take on what I said? If not, I don't think either are coming off off mute. Lee, could you give me an answer, maybe?
Yeah.
Or wait, Nolante is okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. Listen, you make some good points, 12. I just think it is. We just need a whole reset. In terms of position and players and availability and stuff like that. I just think, we just need a whole reset. And again, I'm tired. Like I said, I'm done tired of talking, man. I'm done tired with the slaughter people and stuff like that. So I think it's just a whole reset. You just need to go again. We just need to go again. It just everything. Sadly, everyone needs to reset. This was meant to be the year of us doing a back to back. I think all of us agreed in August that there's no excuses, and I said it. There's no excuses. I don't care if there's injuries, etc. We've got players, excuses, and we're not going to do it. So everything, unless we win the Champions League, everything else is it's a bit of a disappointment. Even if we win the FA Cup, it's just it's okay, but it's just a disappointment. It's basically the Champions League, really. That's all we really got. But are we going to win that? No, but we'll see. Just Arsenal just going to have a field day with us, and that's the sad thing. That is the sad thing. That's true. You got to be real. Listen,
I know what you mean.
Listen. We got to be honest. You know what I mean? Because we've seen. JK, we've seen how Arsenal are getting away with these wins, and they've got a squad. And look at us, bro. We can't defend for Toffee, bro. We can't play for Toffee, bro. Look at us. Yeah, we might get a goal, but where's the patterns of play? Where's the player's desire? It's flat. That's what I'm saying. You know it. All of us, we've seen Liverpool's. Where's the desire? Look, Rice is gonna have a field day with Gravenberch because Grav, they ain't gravy. He's dirt gravy. He's the cheap pistol. He's the cheap pistol right now. You got Jones and Wirtz. Yeah, he Wirtz. He tries and Wirtz will probably be the only one. And then Ekatike is not 100%. And VVD and Ibu have gone off the shock. They're like Sharky and George, Laurel and Harvey. And it's unbelievable. And then who's going to play? Bradley or Frimpong? Not 100%. We don't know what's going on. Kirkes. I'm going to watch and I hope we can come Thursday evening and I'm proved wrong, but they're going to have a field day. They are going to have a field day, Arsenal. And I'm sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen, it's the truth.
It's looking like that. Because when you look, but saying that, today's game, the Leeds game and the Sunderland game, they didn't really dominate us. Arsenal, different kettle of fish, top of the league, and they're going to go for it. And that's where Slot has to use his brain now. Because for me, you get a result there, a lot of people are going to be happy, and that will give him a little bit more time. So he has to use that Arsenal game as I've got to get a win here. You can see from Slot's body language and demeanour and that, he's got some bags under his eyes now. He never used to have them bags under his eyes. You know what I mean? That's what happens. You got stress. And you can see it in his demeanour and that he's stressed. But
his hair would be gray. He'd have gray hair if he had any hair, but he doesn't. So.
That's why he probably shaves it off, innit?
He probably shaves it off, so it doesn't want to show the gray.
JK, I could see that today, JK, that he looked more stressed in his demeanour and his face and that, like he's been through the mill. And it must be tough for him, but at the end of the day, he's the head honcho, he's the main man. And he's got to make it all work, hasn't he?
But I reckon he's his own worst enemy sometimes. It's like he has to make a substitution. You can't just say, you know what, I'm keeping the same team for 75 minutes. I don't give a fuck. So the players can get their mind into the game. You know what I mean, though, bro? Same team, keep it there 75 minutes, then make a sub. You don't need to make a sub. You don't need it. The only reason we didn't see really Chiesa and Frimpong come on earlier is because we equalised. I think if it was still 1-0, they would have came on earlier. Yeah.
I just think that you start Chiesa or you start Frimpong. You start if you don't want to start Rio, fine. Start Chiesa on the left and start Frimpong on the right. If you don't want to start Frimpong, then you start Chiesa on the right. You start Rio on the left. I just think that we could have put two better options into a left wing / right wing, more progressively active, more adept player for that role for us. And then if you're going to make the difference, then you take out Maka, you put Curtis Jones in that role if it's necessary, or you take Maka and you put Dom. I think most of us started a pivot of Dom and Grav yesterday, and allow for them to carry the weight when it comes to handling our midfield, and then have a progressive force going forward.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sorry. Go on. Talk. Sorry.
And just have a player. I just want to see a player that's going to attack. How many times today did you see one of our players attack
None.
the opposition box?
Probably about a few times. You can count on your hand 12. I mean, Wirtz tried a little bit. Cody, in the first half, he had that chance when he's through and he dragged it. But I'll give him a little bit of leeway because it's his first competitive start. He's been that injured, so it happens. But apart from that, was nothing. It was just, we knew this was going to happen side to side. Sobbo is not a dribbler. Took him on Bradley. Sometimes Bradley, just do what you're good. Go on the outside. Like, we're too passive playing back. There's a time where Jones had the ball, and then he plays it back passive. It was just passive.
Yeah.
It was like, we just played. It's just like, you didn't feel there was a goal. And obviously, Wirtz got what he did, but we just didn't feel anything's coming. Although we stepped up a bit, and like I said, I give Slot credit. But again, I think all of us know the changes. Half time, bang, bang, bang. But, mate, only the second half.
Bro? That's another thing.
Yeah.
When you look at their lad Reed, who scored that goal,
he
just thought, fuck it, I'm
shoot,
backing this.
Sobbo, you can shoot. Yeah. You've got shooters on there. Wirtz can shoot. Sobbo can shoot. You know what I mean? McAllister can shoot. Yeah. They can all shoot. Cody.
This is a good question by Dara. This is KJ pointed out. He says his simple question: why would you slow our play down against a defensive block when the opposite is needed?
Exactly.
Well, it's the lineup. He made the choice. The lineup, because they're good players, but where's the pace? Where is the pace? Like I said,
I know that's my point. You kept some of our fastest players. You kept Frimpong and Rio on the bench.
Rio, Chiesa, Craven's got a bit of pace. It might not be the same. Yeah, it was just again. It's what I said. Yeah, 12. That's the thing. And like I said, the last game you didn't need to play Bradley and Frimpong. This was the game you could have played Bradley and Frimpong. He done it. The roles were first. He's like I said. JK said bags under his eyes. He's got about 2 sandpapers under his eyes, let alone bags. You know what I mean? Honestly.
No, it was apparent to me quite early on today, like that.
Yeah.
Whatever we had planned wasn't really working. It wasn't creating chances, and we looked really tame, didn't we? Like in possession, and it wasn't leading anywhere. We weren't creating any danger. Never mind chances. We weren't really creating danger.
You're right, Nick.
Today, Birmingham City played Coventry City and won 3-2, and they scored. Coventry got done by. Remember Wirtz's pass to Isaac when he scored against Tottenham.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I think Cov got done 3 times by that same sort of pass, bro. How come we can't even do it once in a game today, for example? That type of pass. Yeah. You know what I mean, bro?
That's a big game, that Birmingham Coventry.
How about this then? You know how we keep talking about trying to get our strikers involved. I understand it's Cody Gakpo. It's not the most ideal striker in a lot of people's minds, but still the same. How many through balls do you think we had in this game? Total, not in the first half, not in the second half. I mean,
2.
No, you had it right the first time. We have 1 through ball.
That's embarrassing.
1 through ball.
1 through ball, yeah. Sums us up.
One through ball. We had 33 touches in the opposition box.
Yeah, but
and of that was one through ball.
You know what it was? Because I seen Wirtz with the ball a lot, right? He's waiting for someone to do a run. He's waiting. Like for me, if I'm playing as a 9 and I see Wirtz is playing with me, straight away I know I'm going to do them runs. I'm going to hold my line. As soon as that ball's going to go to Wirtz, bang, I'm making that run. He'll give it to me. Gakpo didn't do that enough for me playing as a 9 today. He got the goal, fair play to him, but Ekatike not being fit now.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Gakpo probably playing the Arsenal game, bro.
But I think that it's a difference for all those that didn't like Jota or weren't happy with Jota's performance in the role or Nunez's performance in the role. But I can give this to both of them is that they were more north-south style runners as opposed to east-west style runners.
Yeah.
And if you have a player, like one of the unique things is that, there were maybe one or two times I saw players make runs and it's like we didn't even look to give them the ball. It's almost like we see you making the run, but we're still going to pass the ball either sideways or backwards. That's an issue. That's a serious issue. And again, I think the one thing that is a struggle for me is that I'm looking at the treatment of Chiesa. I'm looking at what is going on with Rio and Nioni. And there used to be, under the former administration or former era of this club, there used to be at least a growing narrative that if you're a youth academy player or you're a youth player, you could go to Liverpool and it could be a pathway towards the first team. You could find your way into getting minutes on with the first team. Numerous players had done it before, and it seemed that way. Now we have a coach saying that Rio's played enough minutes. Even though I understand that his argument is he's played the most minutes of a 17-year-old or something like that in the league. But he says he's played enough minutes. But what is scary about it is it's doing harm to that narrative in the sense of not only just the youth players, but it's also saying to players such as your Chiesas or these players that we're trying to recruit to this team, you're probably not going to see your way into the lineup either. No matter how poor some of these players in front of you perform.
Yeah. Pardon me. I thought Chiesa could have come on a bit earlier. I thought he could have given a little bit longer to get into it, but never mind. We've not seen that many minutes from Rio, but he did give that reply, didn't he, saying he's played enough minutes. I haven't actually seen it and didn't see the context of it if he said more than that, but it sounds like quite a snappy reply. He's played enough minutes. Stop bothering me.
That's basically what it sounded like to me. It sounded like, look, you know what? He's played enough minutes, and let's just move on. I just think it's damning that we played a game where we played with basically Dom, Grav, Maka, Wirtz, and Curtis Jones. So we played a game with 5 midfielders in a game that we didn't need 5 midfielders.
That's why for me, not playing Jones and playing Chiesa would have been a better go-to.
Yeah,
I'd rather gone with that. Like, you know what, Curtis, have a rest, or Gravenberch, I don't know, whoever at that midfield. But not attacking enough for me. Arne Slot is not an attacking manager. His thought process for me is conservative, keep it cautious. If we nick a goal, we nick a goal. And if we win by that one goal, fair, so be it. as long as we don't lose. That's the main thing. It isn't like, you know what, lads, go out there, show me what you got. It ain't like none of that talk. I always say this, when it comes to football, yeah, fair enough, you want to listen to your manager, give you a few tips, but I don't want him to tell me not to put my foot down when I want to put my foot down. You know what I mean? Like, don't cross the halfway line if you're playing fullbacks. Don't go over the halfway line. Pass it to someone else, but stay in your out half. What's going to happen? Then fullbacks are going to don't know if they're coming or going then. Football, you got to give them everyone free ticket for me. And then you got to tell certain players, hey, this, or this. But the bigger picture being free ticket, do what you got to do. You're all professionals. You know what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're playing for Liverpool here. Overtraining them in that way of not explaining. Look how much time they spend together at the training ground in the week, bro. What the hell are they talking about there? There's always coffees, photos, everyone happy and that. Yeah, I understand that. But sometimes I want to know the nitty-gritty and the info about what's being said to these players.
Oh, wow. Did you hear? Is this true, by the way? Is this just... is this rumor true that Real Madrid have made a 120 million euro bid to Liverpool for Ryan Gravenberch?
No, I ain't heard that. That's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah. If that's true, I'll tell you the truth. I'll probably date that.
Wow.
Crazy.
I know.
He's not worth that.
I know.
Crazy for feeling so. No, I don't think that's true. I doubt that.
The source is from the source is from Caught Offside. It's got about 245,000 followers. Media and news company. It's the original transfer news and football gossip site and official home of the #1 sports newsletter of Substack.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if there was any substance to that. I've heard of it and I've seen it. Caught Offside.
But me and you, Lee, we could make a story up that Real Madrid are going to bid 110 million for Alex McAllister because there were rumours, but we can just say it's fresh. This is the latest.
Yeah.
So that's the era we're living in now.
Would you do a Camavinga for Gravenberch straight swap?
No. Even though Gravenberch is...
Swap someone else.
Oh, Mac, you mean? Sorry. Oh, you mean Mac? Sorry.
No, he meant
McAllister would.
But no, I'd swap Mac. Yeah, I'd swap Mac for Camavinga at the moment, but not Grav. I'd want to keep Grav.
Okay. They're very similar players in a sense, but Camavinga has a little bit more of a similar in that they are. I think that they're both good on the ball. They have offensive skills. They're athletic, and the last portion of that, I guess I would say, is that they are two players both playing DM at the moment. That's those. I know there may be some loose ties to the players being similar. I don't think that they're carbon copies or clones of each other, but I just think that maybe Camavinga is more. I think Camavinga is more accepting of being a DM than Grav is possibly. Yeah. I think Grav. I don't know if Grav really. I don't know if his heart is fully in conducting himself as a DM for the better part of his career. I think I think that the little even maybe him getting the okay to venture forward possibly was maybe the coaching staff ability to or coaching staff trying to throw him a carrot basically and say, hey, we appreciate you playing DM even though you don't want to play it.
Yeah, but look what happened last year, bro. last year he played that role to perfection. He was voted
Yeah,
best.
absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so what's happened this year after that conversation? He wants to go a little bit forward. What's happened? He goes missing sometimes. And we've conceding goals. Look at today, bro, and that Casado goal. Gravenberch should have stopped both of them guys.
Yeah.
Let's cut the bullshit now. Gravenberch should have been on that Reed lad today, and straight away when he got the ball, be on his ass. Just like, you know what? I ain't at you, nothing here. We've got 30 seconds left. I want to win this game. None of that. Never seen nothing there. So Gravenberch is wondering now in the game. I know he wants to attack. Every player who's on the pitch wants to get involved in the attack. You know what I mean? Even Casado does, bro, for Chelsea. He smashes goals in and everything. So he can do both of them. You know what I mean? He can play both of them roles. Gravenberch, top footballer. I really like the lad, top pro, everything. But I think sometimes he goes missing.
He does.
So
seconds, yeah.
He does.
He goes missing. But bless up Norman in the chat, and Lee was good as well, bro.
Yeah, big up always. Yeah,
and that's why a DM is very important, bro. Because for me, a DM is a guy who don't get sidetracked and think, you know what, I can push into the opposition box here. He's thinking, you know what, I'm not crossing the halfway line. I don't care, and I'm protecting the two centre backs behind me. That's my job. I ain't doing nothing else. And Gravenberch ain't that guy, bro.
Everyone's up for yeah.
Just asking.
He's the instant solution.
Say again. You're a little muffled.
Yeah, sorry. I was saying everyone has this love for Adam Wharton, like he's the solution.
I don't think Adam Wharton. I know.
He's a top player, bro. I like Adam Wharton. He sits. He can pass the ball, but I'm not sure he's that guy we're looking for. But he's a top player. I wouldn't mind him in our squad. No doubt.
Yes, he'd be a welcome addition. I just don't think that he's like this. He's not the answer. He's not the player that unlocks Liverpool. Basically, I'm not gonna go that far.
If we had a Fabinho in our team right now instead of Gravenberch or Fabinho that came from Monaco, and I know Norman would agree with me, we'll be winning these games. We're just lacking in that department for me. A DM. A DM is, look at Rodri. Like,
he was controlling today. Yeah, he's the Rodri of that's what you need, isn't it? Someone that can
need that, bro.
Yeah. But
Endo
listen,
ain't good enough for me to do that for us.
But the thing is, JK, he might not be good enough, but he would do a job. I'll tell you what, if he's in a scheme, it'd be better. Yes, he might not get it right, but at least he knows how to anticipate tackles. He can read games. He'll get stuck in. He won't be like losing second balls all the time. And yeah, he's the stopgap, but we need him. We need him. And people want to say he's not good enough, but look at his back record. Look at his track record. He's performed well for us. He has. So that is what I'm going on for. If a player comes in and he does a bad, but people that, he's crap, he's not what we need. We're talking about the here and now. We know that he's not going to be here in the summer. No problem. We'll go and buy who we buy, whoever that is. But right now, we need someone to put their foot on, someone that can anticipate balls, someone who is a captain of his own country, and that can fight and not be so lackadaisical to lose second half balls. And that is Endo. I don't care what anyone says. Come at me.
I was disappointed. Yeah, I was disappointed to see Endo wasn't available for this match. I was definitely disappointed for that.
Why, bro? You know?
But sorry, before I go on, sorry, Tom, before I go on. And I hear on other channels saying, but Endo doesn't pass between the lines and he's not a Wharton type of player. We're not a Wharton type of player, but we don't need a Wharton type of player. We need someone that can hold, tackle, and get the ball, give and go. What is Gravenberch is such a bad passer? Is McAllister someone you can't play? Is Wirtz? I mean, what are we doing here? It's like people want to do fantasy dreams. They don't think about the reality of what we really need. That's all.
Toughness, bro. That's what we're lacking. Ruthlessness.
Yeah, ruthlessness.
Right.
And that's why like that character. And I'll let Lee chime in a second. I just wanted to say that's why that character comment kind of rubs the wrong way. Like as in, look, you know, the type of mentality, the grit, the fight, that mentality has been replaced by players that are certainly more talented, possibly, but not necessarily have the dog in them that those other players had. You could say what you want about, for instance, Henderson or even Milner, if you want to call it that. But like those players, they had the dog in them, Des, and they would go out there and they know that they're not gifted or talented more than the players that they might be facing in opposition, but they're going to give every last bit of what they have to make sure that they do their job. And you might not say that. If I could say in Kirkaz's defense, because I've been very critical of the player, you know what? If Kirkaz is going to be that guy for us, where he's going to exert energy and he's going to show the things that we need, which is exactly that urgency, then I don't have any problem with him at all.
Who you playing against Arsenal, bro, at left back?
That's a good question.
I would have played Robertson today. I would have played Kirkaz against Leeds, and then I would play Kirkaz against Arsenal. Kirkaz will trump up Saka. He won't give him the space and stuff. So that's one good thing about Kirkaz. But I would have played Kirkaz against Leeds, rested him today, and played Robertson today.
Yeah, I agree with that. Jake. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Who would you? Better question. Who would you? Oh no, who would you play at right back? It's a better question, I think.
That's the thing, bro. I'm playing ping pong. Like you could go the Bradley ping pong one that Navante was talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's the game you do. You should have done it today, but we should do that, I think, against Arsenal.
Would you do that against Arsenal, bro? Bradley ping pong.
Yeah, we're going to need to be honest. Yeah.
Because you're going to have to at least would stretch their left back and left midfield and get them to turn around and run backwards.
But then, what do you do? What do you do with the midfield? And I'll pull up the a midfield or a lineup builder, and you can tell me what you're trying to do. Give me 1 second.
True, no man.
Because I don't know if I get where you're going with the choices, but let me bring this in. But I also see it as like, I just hit the wrong button. I also see it as what player who gets the short end of the stick, basically, is what I'm looking at. Who's going to get the short end of the stick? Let me bring up the line up here. All right. All right. Here is the team. I think Ekitike is going to be fit enough for that Arsenal game. It wasn't a major injury. It was just a precautionary thing today or something like that. This has got the Bradley Frimpong duo already set up. Why I'm asking that is because I want to see Florian stay there. But what do you do with Dom? What do you do with Dom?
Look, for me, go on, brother. No.
Oh, sorry, JK. Sorry, I know you're good. You know what? I would. I'll live. The easy one is what you alluded to of Dom in the 10 and Wirtz in the left.
I know.
I don't want to see. I don't want to.
I'll go bold.
I don't want to see Wirtz on as a left.
Left. Yeah. Listen, what we should do: Wirtz in the middle, Kie's on the left. Let's be bold. Let's go at them. That's what we should do.
Yeah,
but it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Yeah, that's the problem, Tor. It's just not.
Yeah, I'm benching McAllister as well, Helio. I can see Norman's not happy with him. So McAllister, what did he bring to the game today? Nothing really. Same old shit.
Past, yeah.
I know he's. Go on.
No, sorry, JK. Sorry, I know you're on the floor. So I want to ask you guys to chat. It's got McAllister's form. It's got to be more than this slight injury. There's something more because
it has to.
You think?
Yeah, because I know those type of injuries. them groin areas. And what happens is because he's a cruncher, he gets stuck in, bro. Last season, he got stuck in, and he's having those all flashbacks where, if I get stuck in like that again, it's gonna come back. That's what I'm seeing, bro, in his performances. That's what I'm seeing from McAllister. Like, where is... I shouted in the game today. I said to my bro, where is the McAllister from Brighton who was playing like a number 10 and shooting from outside the box, setting up goals? He don't do nothing like that no more.
He don't
play that number 10. Look at the position he had on the pitch today, bro. He's in that position. He could be doing dangerous stuff, but he's not doing it. I think we've got the wrong Argentinian. I wish we got Enzo from Chelsea instead of McAllister. That Enzo from Chelsea, bro, what a player, man. Trust. The more and more I see of him, the more I wish we had him.
Oh, wow.
Because, you know why? Because he does what Norman was saying here.
I know. KJ's like, whoa. He's a Black Rob.
Gage is about to come on the panel now.
Norman said he needs a dirty twat in there that will block, tackle, waste time, get up opposition's throats, and we're too nice. Enzo Fernandez is that type of guy who will be a bit rude and a bit cheeky. We're lacking that cheek in our team, bro. Hence why we're getting bullied. You know, McAllister was that guy last season, the one who got into people's faces.
Oh, you there? JK? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, 12. Yeah. All good.
Okay, yeah. He's on mute. So I guess maybe he's handling something.
Gary Mack muted him.
Yeah.
Gary Mack muted him. No.
How about something like this?
It's more dangerous.
Tell me in the chat.
Yeah.
Tell me in the chat. Would you be mad if you saw this lineup go up against Arsenal? I know Rio's not going to start. Trust me, I understand that. I already know that. But how many would you be mad? Maybe, and I'll be I could be as bold as to do what is being suggested right here, and I'll do that. I'll put that. Maybe that gets a better audience. How many would you be mad? And I think if you go with this, you might have to go with Kirkes in the back. Would you be okay if this was the starting lineup against Arsenal? Quiet. We've got crickets. Apparently in the panel.
I'd be all right with that. Yeah. I was pissed off with Bradley today. I thought he was crap. So maybe play Frimpong at right back at Arsenal.
Do you think Robbo should be there, or do you think Kirkes should be there?
Stick with Kirkes. I think we need energy because
I just want as much energy on the pitch as possible. I want as much energy, intensity on the pitch that we can get out of the players that we have available.
I'll go with that team.
I think out of the players that I put on on here, you'll get possibly the most intensity, most urgency, most.
Actually, you know what? I'll play Bradley. I'll play Bradley and drop Jones, Sobbo and Grav in the pivot. Bradley Frimpong on the right.
Wait, say one more time. Hold on.
So I'll play Sobbo next to Grav.
I know Gomez. All right, so Lee wants Gomez for Ibu. Okay.
Oh, good to see him back today, Gomez.
It'd be fantastic to see that, but that's not happening. I'm with you on it, Lee. That's what I'm saying, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Robbo, he needs to see Robbo there instead of Kirkes. Say, sure, everyone. That's all the suggestions that we got. Okay, I swapped Rio for Fetty for you, KJ. So, all right, what are you doing? What do you want to do? Hold on, I'm gonna screenshot this real quick too, so that we have it. Okay, what did you want to do, Nolante?
I wanted Sobo with Grav in the 2, and then do Bradley and Frimpong on the right. That's what we should do. Jones for me to be dropped.
Mm-hmm.
Jones gets dropped. Frimpong up front. I take it. Bradley here.
Yeah, I prefer this actually.
And then what are you doing again?
No, Sobo will be next to Grav.
Sabo will be right. I got Sabo next to Grav, but you want Sabo on the right, correct?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, but Jones, like, he's playing well, but he don't do enough for me, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean, bro? He just don't do that thing I want him to fucking do. What? Shoot, score, get an assist, do something, bro. Like his passing is like hitting 90%, over 90% most of the games he plays in. Fair play to him, but sometimes you want a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was playing too much on the left wing, bro. Exactly, KJ, bro. And I was thinking, why is Curtis Jones on the left wing for us all the fucking time?
Because he's playing left wing. Wait, because he was playing left wing.
Ridiculous.
Today he started as our left wing.
They're ridiculous, bro. Waste of time.
That's exactly.
Waste of time.
He's played left wing on a blue moon for us before, but yeah, he was playing left wing for us.
Well, cross the fucking ball when you got the ball, Curtis, because he had the ball so many times on the left, he didn't do nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing, man. I kept seeing him. He kept having the ball, edge of the box. I'm thinking, do what you did against Everton. Get the ball, cut in, bang it, have a shot, do something.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can't cross with his left foot. We've seen that. He can't cross with his left foot because he never crossed it once with his left foot. When he's in a position to cross it with his left foot, he gets to go back onto his right foot.
Yeah.
I think Slot's problem is he's
this is your team,
around.
You want, right?
Say again.
Is this the team you want, Latte? This is what you want?
Yeah, I'd go with that. No problem.
Yeah. This is the team. Yeah, this is the team. Yeah, that team at least will give us something. I have a little bit of hope whether it does the job. Well, I mean, you know who are changing the defense, so we're not going to go there. But yeah, that team really.
Mm-hmm.
As Conor Bradley don't play like he did today. Confused. He looked like confused.com. You know what I mean?
Give the ball away too much. His control was a bit shit and that. So yeah, I would prefer that one with Szoboszlai there with Gravenberch, and then we could have. I mean, it'd probably be Gakpo rather than Chiesa, wouldn't it? Like, I'd be happy with that.
It will be, yeah. I don't really want to see Cody on the left. I want to see him more central because for me, he's wasted on the left. He don't bring nothing. No one brings nothing on the wing. Sorry to say that, but I'm getting sick of it. That's why when I see Frimpong enter the game, I'm so bloody happy. Why? He's going to hit the ball, he's going to run, and he's going to swing his right foot because that's what he is, right-footed, and that ball's going to go into the box. Anytime our players get the ball on the left, none of them get the ball and swing the ball in. Kirk did it a few times today. Weren't great crosses, though, but he tried. But other than that, no one. Curtis Jones on the left-hand side is a waste of fucking time. Sorry.
I can tell that. You dropping F-bombs. You sound like
I get to a point, bro, when you
you sound like Patty Mouth.
When you see Curtis Jones getting the ball about 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a game against Fulham, and he don't do nothing with the ball there, and all he does is turn around, passes it back to Gravenberch, you get pissed off. I'd love to be in that position. You give me that ball today in Curtis Jones' positions. He had the ball on that left side of the box. Trust me now, I would do more damage than he would have. I'm not telling you straight. I don't care. I don't care. I would have done more damage than he would have.
How about, would you be mad at something like this?
Not bad. As long as Frimpong and Kirkes run that wing, yeah, cool. And then Jones, well, I don't really want Jones there on the left hand.
I know you don't want Jones there, but there's not much. It's either Jones or Maka. I think most people would say they prefer to see Jones rather than Maka.
I'd rather see Gakpo there, bro. Tell you the truth. Put Gakpo.
Oh, you're right. Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
I don't know if Gakpo could play that role, but I don't know if he could play that role. But that would be.
I'll go with that.
This would be you.
No, yeah. And at least Gakpo can run that left side, do what he wants, but coming from the inside instead of just being stuck on the left wing, getting the ball, getting back and run across it. It's suicide, but for me, I'm pissed off already, bro, with the way we're playing anyway. It don't really matter. It's Arsenal top of the league.
Suicide.
Let's surprise them.
I screenshotted it for you, so I saved it. I just don't know if I can do that. I don't know if that midfield might be too suspect. That's sad because I think McAllister is such a talented player. Put Jones instead of Gakpo. Yeah, or that's horrible. Okay, all right. We're working it out, people. We're working it out.
Well, I can play on the left side if you want me to. Where McAllister is,
I know. How about McAllister? Would you get McAllister out of there? Okay.
Yeah. Not.
I mean, like if that's the case, then it's the only viable. Unless you're going to be bold, I'm sure Nalante might be bold enough to say Trey Neone, but I'm not that bold to say that could be something that we could see. I agree.
This manager is not gonna surprise us with the Chiesa and Trey Rio starting against Arsenal. He's not in a billion years. This manager won't say, you know what, lads, I'm going Chiesa, Rakatike up top, Wirtz behind, Rio on the left, Sabotzola right, Gravenberch holding. That's the team I'm going with. He ain't gonna do it. Too conservative.
What's he got to lose? I just think that this coach, I don't understand what this coach has to lose, to be honest with you. He's most likely going to be gone at the end of the season. Okay? Let's just not get to this. I really do doubt he will be able to hold on to his job. The only way that he does is if he answers my my prediction correct in winning the Champions League, because that would be very difficult to fire a coach. He'll probably, and not that they won't eventually let him go, but it'd be very difficult to fire a coach after he's won the Premier League and then the next year won a Champions League.
Be mad if we did, if that did happen, like that we won it under him, like, and he was gone the next day.
Yeah, but I'll be happy for him. You know what I mean?
I can't see us winning that this season, which is unusual for Liverpool because we can win it any season usually, but I doubt we're going to win that this season. My hopes have been dashed over the last few weeks.
Because of the way we're playing, isn't it, bro?
Yeah. I mean, it's only about a month off now, the knockout stages of the Champions League.
Yeah.
Or a little bit longer, maybe 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
I think we've got 2 games left. We've got 2 more.
Yeah, we got Marseille away and Karabakh at home or something.
Karabakh, yeah. The Marseille game is a key game. If we don't win that, then the full playoffs.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, playoffs.
The playoffs.
Yeah, but Karabakh will beat them as much as we've been. No, we will beat Karabakh. It's the Marseille game for me is the key.
And that's going to be a stadium where they're going to be up for it.
And
But look, in certain games we've looked sort of tough, like that Inter Milan away game. We didn't concede nothing. We scored 1 goal, won it. We need that sort of display again. We needed that display today, if you know what I mean. Need that against Arsenal Thursday, and need that against Marseille in the Champions League. Mental toughness, big important part of football. That's why Sunderland are getting results. They went away to Anfield, got a point. Went away to Tottenham, got a point. Back in the days, any team that gets promoted, they're getting battered 4-5 fucking nil against these sort of boys, against Liverpool, Tottenham. They're getting done, but they're mentally together, fighting for the cause. Like, we're not going down this season. We're going to stay up. There you go. And that's 100%, all it is, man.
This was a game to play Rio and Frimpong as wide forwards. He's been failing miserably since October. I've had enough of the one-dimensional football, says the lone sheep. Arsenal play a 4-3-3, if that has anything to say. I don't know what you mean.
If they go 3 in midfield and we go 4, that might be all right for us. But their midfield players are pretty sound. Rice, Zubimendi.
Odegaard,
you know what I mean? Quality.
Yeah.
Wow. Lone sheep said for the first time this season he's going to say Slot out. He has no new ideas to bring to the table, and he doesn't trust him to spend any more money. Wow.
Yeah. Because we've seen last season how he was very, very strict in the way he used players. Chiesa, we were crying for him all season to get a game, bro. Look what happened. Is that the same bullshit's happening again this season, even though he's got a little bit more game time? So slot in that Klopp type of guy where Klopp would think, you know what, I'm bringing a Kwanzaa into this game. You know what I mean? One of them ones. Or I'm bringing a Conor Bradley into the team. He ain't that. What's that word? Boring, yeah.
Boring?
Yeah. Lee was yawning there.
Yeah, Lee was yawning, telling him.
My mind, like, and I yawned.
There's lots of football's done to you, isn't it, bro?
You'll never yawn alone.
You'll never yawn alone. There you go. Yeah. I mean, I saw someone say in the chat that the lineup is too narrow. I mean, like, that's what you're just seeing it as being such, I guess. And you'll have Frimpong being able to basically run this channel all day, and you'll have Kirkes being able to do the same to provide width. And by having Dom here, I don't necessarily like having a flat 3, to be honest with you, but by having a box 4 with Wirtz at the top, you'll be able to hopefully have a numerical advantage to their 3 player midfield, and also when necessary, Grav can just drop back and defend, and you have 3 back if necessary, if you're going to go against the 3. But and then you just have to have great recovery from Frimpong and Kirkes, and I believe they have the pace, and they have the pace to be able to get back and recover. That's why I wouldn't mind seeing Kirkes and Frimpong play in that role. Again, I don't know if you're not into the box or into the diamond, then you could play with a right mid and a left mid, and just have a outright DM here.
At the moment, there isn't a right time to play Arsenal, so we might as well be playing them now. But on the back of these 2 really shit draws against 2 fairly shit teams in Leeds and Fulham, I haven't got a lot of hope for us getting anything. I'll be made up if we do, especially if it's jammy as well. Like, that'll be dead funny. But in the long run, it still won't stop Arsenal getting a draw off them. So, might help City get a bit closer to them, but Draw's not going to do us no good, is it? Table-wise. I just can't see it. I can't see it at the moment. And it's going to be hard to stop them scoring from corners. I mean, we did it at Anfield, but that was at Anfield, and that was it, like the beginning of the season. How we stopped them at the weekend. I don't know. What day is it? It's on
Thursday, bro.
Thursday. Okay.
There's a few games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Ours is on Thursday on its own now. And then we've got a 4-5 day gap until the FA Cup on Monday against Barnsley. So after the Arsenal game, certain players can put their feet up for a week or so.
Mate, we haven't played them in years. Remember when they were in the Premier League for the season, Barnsley? They beat us as well. I think they beat us at Barnsley. Oh, we were tragic in them days. But it was about 97.
Oh, okay.
Jeez. All right, we're already 3 hours deep into this episode. It's longer than we need to, probably talk about. We'll do a we'll certainly do a preview for the Arsenal game. Who would have thought that we would have been looking at a situation that has us still in 4th place somehow? That's pretty wild. But also not having Fulham and Leeds, and out of the 6 points possible, leaving with 2.
Not good.
That's not good at all.
That's not good at all. We were at Anfield against Leeds. Should I wrap that up? Today we were winning 2-1 with minute and a half left, and we got a draw. The Wolves game could have been a draw. We were lucky because Conor Bradley did one of the best tackles I've ever seen to stop that scoring to make it 2-2, bro. So this is what Arne Slot's done to us now. He's put us in a position where we're always worried in a game. You know, like, ooh, they can nick it here. So if you're 2-1 up with 1 minute and 30 seconds left, really, of injury time, you should think, okay, we've got to wrap this game up for the boss.
Right.
You know, like, okay, what do we need to do here then? Okay, they've got the ball. Okay, have how much space and time you want there, Reed. Do what you want. And then he pulls that beauty out, bro. So that sort of mentality is not being urgent enough. You know, urgency is needed in them type of moments where 90 seconds are left. You need some guy to run after that ball and not let them do anything by getting a ball into the box, anything like that. That's your main job. So if Gomez came on the pitch, bro, I wanted him to come and do that. Stop that lad running with the ball and shooting. Oh man.
You know what's sad about it is that, like, I saw some of the points, and some people were talking about some of the adaptations or adjustments or just spitballing formational changes or tactics on the board there. And someone was saying about I think it was Hyler actually mentioned something about, he said the elephant in the room, as he put it. This is a comment he said. He said, the elephant in the room, how do you plan to stop Arsenal on corners? You know what I plan on doing? I plan on, if I was the coach, just hypothetically, I know, but if I was the coach, and even if I had to sit down each player individually, I would tell, especially the starters, I would tell each one of them, we're going to play a man-to-man. We're going to play man-to-man. And that means that the only way we stop corners is you have to have your A game. You stop the man. If you can stop the man you're marking from getting to the ball first, you will have done your job, period. They will not score on you.
Win the first ball, win the second ball, simple as.
Win the first ball, win the second ball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, if you win the first header, make sure that second header is your head. Get the ball out of there, Erling Haaland, he's made his name by doing something with that second ball. That's what he's very good at. And if Liverpool should put a picture of Gabriel, because I can't stand his face, up in the dressing room and tell the people, if you let this fucker score, none of you are getting paid this week. End of fucking story. Like, come on, bro. His face just annoys me, and he thinks he's the man. He thinks he's Virgil van Dijk. Let's cut the bullshit here. And this is the game. If I'm manager of Liverpool, this is what I'm doing. I'm putting a picture of Gabriel up and saying, listen, you're gonna let this lad score against us, sort your shit out. Like, I don't know what Arne Slot does in the changing rooms, bro, but that's the sort of things I'll be doing if I'm manager. I'm telling you now. I'll be winding them up saying, listen, Gabriel thinks you lot are crap. You know, stuff like that. Like Declan Rice thinks he's the bee's knees now.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
He does. He does.
He thinks he's the bee's knees. They ain't won nothing. Let's work shit out. Yeah, they have not won nada right now. They have not won nothing. They've won a few games. Don't get me wrong, but right now everyone's talking to them like they're Real Madrid, like won all them Champions League a few years back. They're talking like that about Arsenal. Don't that wind you up as a Liverpool fan?
Yeah, well, they thought they'd won the Champions League last season after they knocked Real Madrid out, didn't they? But with
they thought they won it, bro.
yeah. Thank God for PSG. Oh, that was glorious. I was saying, off la soir, PSG.
As long as Arsenal don't win that, so
yeah.
I would just make it a point. From what you saw today was like, for instance, today I think we were playing some type of zonal, like marking of the, like I think we thought they were going to cross it. They were going to spam it into the box and try to get a header, try to get something, you know, try to win an aerial duel in the box and score that way. And we gave them plenty of space to take a shot from outside the box. It was a long distance shot that had to be perfect, and it was. Yet, I would just emphasize that if we're going to play them in this next matchup, and we're worried about corners, just say, Virgil, you're marking Saliba or Gabriel or whoever it's going to be. I don't know who's going to be starting for them. Actually, let me see who started for them today.
You know, McAllister is going to be marking Gabriel, bro. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, don't JK. Oh, I'm not even going for that again.
You know it's going to happen.
Yeah, he's absolutely up. So Saliba and Gabriel are both available. So yeah, I'd say, you know, Virgil, you're marking Saliba, Gabriel, Ibu, you got Gabriel. Plain and simple.
Simple.
Or vice versa, whatever you can do, vice versa or whatever. But those are your two marks. I don't want to see them win one. I don't want to see them win one aerial duel in our box, period. And if anything, I want to see you win aerial duels in their box when we have the opportunities of corners coming up, because you will be our number one and number two options when it comes to corners, period. Other than that, I don't think that who else is a aerial threat on Arsenal's team?
Timber.
Can you tell me? Timber?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Timber, you're getting marked by Cody, I guess.
Merino,
whoever.
If he plays. Merino likes getting away from the header if he plays.
Yeah. The last their lineup against Bournemouth was Martinelli, Gyökeres, Madueke, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, and then Hincapié, Gabriel, Saliba, and Timber.
That's not even their full strength team, really.
And then
Saka
on
didn't
the bench,
start.
Saka didn't start. Trossard didn't start. Marino didn't start. Jesus.
Marino, he winds me up as well.
Ben
he's
White, Skelly, Nordgaard. Eze didn't even get off the bench, actually.
No, he ain't playing really recently.
Yeah, because they've done it.
The Arsenal players really wind me up. Phil Foden winds me up. Rodri winds me up. Bernardo, Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva. So you've got 3 City players. They're the ones whose faces just wind me up, especially Foden.
Yeah,
Gabriel.
I'm just being honest. I don't know who they're going to start against us, but I still think that I wouldn't put it as I still think that a Dominic Szoboszlai or a Gravenberch or someone like that should be able to handle whoever is their third and fourth threat in a corner. That's my point. I think that we have enough players on this team that should be capable of being able to handle their players. If I was, I'm not a set piece coach, so I mean, like it is what it is. When I do set up my video game, yeah, sure, I set it up differently, but like, I'm not going to have McAllister or a Chiesa guarding a player that towers over them. If anything, have Chiesa be a player that marks someone that would be that outside the box shot, so he can be quick to close down and put a body in front of it, and block what could have been today's shot, block what he was running towards today. That would be his responsibility. The same with Florian Wirtz, have them be the early outlets. TK, I would love to have him be able to be that, Mo Salah outlet that we try to see on the counters from our corners. But Ekitike is one of the tallest players on our team, and he's also a player that that we could utilize on maybe being the guarding the far post, or being a player that marks one of their tall players. The way that like people used to talk about Nunez last season, and guess what? Nunez was one of our most productive defenders against corners.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was because he had an ability to to get to the ball first. He had an ability to obviously utilize his pace or be aggressive and just go into headers with no regard. He's just going to go in and win the ball. That's something that we need to see. These are all things that I'm pointing out. I'm hoping that their corner kick team by committee or their set piece by committee team, now that Briggs is gone, is saying the same things. But I think that realistically, we have the ability to mark a man. I know originally, I'll get off my soapbox here. I'm sorry for hogging the mic. Originally, our
unfortunately not. Yeah. Okay, man.
Our philosophy was it was zonal marking, or it was Virgil and Ibu were the only two players that performed zonal marking. That was originally. Everyone else had a man. We had man-to-man marking for every player. That was our original concept, at least, that we were playing with. Okay. Obviously, that didn't work out too well. So we'll have to hopefully we've adjusted it and maybe even go into what I'm suggesting. But originally, that was our concept. That's why you saw Maka on Burns, or you saw players that were marked up against players that they probably shouldn't be marked up against. But everyone had a man except for Ibu and Virgil. Ibu and Virgil had their own zones that they would take care of. Okay. And that hasn't really been obviously the most productive in our in warding against our corners against us. But honestly, if I was doing it, I would take a little tweak to it and I say, okay, you know what? Rather than Ibu and Virgil being zonal, put them on their two top scorers, or their two number one threats, Gabriel and Saliba. Period. Best man, 2 man enter, 1 man leave type situation. Best man wins, and then everyone else should be able to find someone on the pitch that is comparable to what they bring. Trossard isn't some tower of a player. You know what I mean? Like Odegaard isn't some like 6'3" behemoth or something like that. Like those players are comparable to the players that we most likely would have on the pitch. And I think and especially if you start a Cody over it rather than Chiesa, you start Cody. That's just another tall person that should be good aerially, that can be able to stick and say, we're not looking to immediately. We're just looking to not only win the first ball, but control the second. I get we're not doing the counter any longer. We're not doing that quick.
Bro. It's gone.
You know,
it's gone,
totally
bro.
Gone.
Totally gone. Exactly, you knocked the nail on the head there, bro. I'm happy you said that. We do not counterattack at all. It's
so
finito.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm going to do that. That I say, do something different. Oh.
Well, Lone Sheep knocked the nail on the head as well. Slot is just going to pack the midfield and hope for the best against Arsenal. You couldn't have said anything better when you look at it. And then KJS, overthinking, overdoing, overtinkering. Simple as overtinkering, making subs where it's not necessary, overcomplicating the situation in which gears we're going to play in. First gear, second gear, nothing higher than that. So a lot of comments in the chat I really agree with. I agree with them. And exactly as well, like hoping that opposition make a mistake and we take advantage and get a goal. Something like that. But there's no constant philosophy of attacking football that we're going to do this, 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 and this. You know what I mean? When there's the last game where we just totally controlled and smashed the team, it ain't going to happen with Slot, I don't think. He don't want us to score more than 2 goals. Exactly, spot on. 2 goals, he's like, remember Frimpong against, was it Wolves? He was just running like a nutter along the right-hand side of the pitch. And I'm thinking in my head, Slot's thinking, lad, what the hell are you doing? You only meant to go for a second gear. You're just coming back from injury as well. Like, what are you running 100 miles per hour for? I think Slot's that type of manager. That's why Frimpong was probably subbed today. He weren't playing. He probably because he ran too fast in the last games. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro. Yeah. There's no. He's too controlling. I feel Slot.
Yeah.
He needs to take a chill pill. He needs to go on. I think he went to Ibiza and that. Did he party? Did he let his hair down? What did he do? Like he's too. Because of his image, what he wants to portray as a football manager or a football coach, Arne Slot, his stubbornness gets in the way of him actually taking full potential of the players he's got in his squad. If you understand what I mean. So because of his personality and his stubbornness and his image he's trying to portray as a top manager, he's sort of stopping him being a top manager. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's stopping him of actually, because for me, you don't need to tell Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Ekitike what to do really, really. They're ballers, bro. Mm-hmm. You know? All you got to do is get the energy right that all these guys will die for each other on that football pitch. That's what Slot's job is. This ain't Burnley here. This ain't Peterborough United. We're Liverpool Football Club. We just won the Premier League last season, bro. So that energy change is affecting us more than we think.
Because it don't feel like it. It don't feel like it. Oh, maybe you can't hear me.
Yeah, he's content at 1-0 up, but then he don't realise he's jeopardising the result on that 1-0 up and being content with it. He don't understand that philosophy of football where he's thinking the way football is now. Yeah, that 1-0 lead could be a draw. Mm-hmm. It could even be a 2-1 win for them if they play their cards right. I don't need a Liverpool manager like that. I don't need a Liverpool manager like that. I want a Liverpool manager who goes on the pitch and says, you know what, lads, let's see what our squad's really about and let's show the fans, you know?
Yeah. Let's see what you don't okay. You don't buy a Ferrari just to never go out of third gear.
Or even take it out of the garage, bro. He's not even taking it out of the garage. Forget the gears. He don't even take it out of the garage.
You gotta think about that, you know?
He's like, you know what, I'll take the Volkswagen. He'll be like that, Arnie. Yeah, you know, like he's got the Ferrari, next to it's the Volkswagen. He'll be, you know what, I'll just take the Volkswagen, it's all right. You know? He seems
like he's Ferris Bueller trying to got the wheels up, trying to take the miles off by putting in reverse.
Bro, he needs a day off as well, though.
yeah, he does need a day off.
Like Freddie Boulay, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he's just going a little forward and backwards. Yeah, exactly. In the garage, he's just going little forward, little back, little forward, little back, little forward, little back.
You know what? If he didn't have the players capable of doing fast football, I'd say, you know what? Fair enough. Okay. But look at the bounty of players we had at the start of the season, bro. Ekitike, Chiesa, Salah, Gakpo, Isaac, Wirtz. You're thinking, Lord of mercy, man. What we're going to wrestle up there, bro?
And some sharper rank settings there. Yeah. Got people yelling out,
Shabba. Arsenal game, that 5-1. if we need that energy. That remember them first 14 minutes we scored 4 goals. You're not getting this with Arne Slot. Sorry, you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
Look, people, we've gone through the ratings. We've gone through a little sneak peek, I guess you could say, of what we might see going forward against Arsenal. Some of us have hope, or at least some maybe delusional optimism that we can, just on the sense of the way the season's gone, the games that you would expect for us to get, absolutely beaten down in, we get a result, or we get some type of performance, or we get some surprise goal or something along those lines. That's where I'm at right now. Others aren't. I can understand why others aren't. This football is poor. It's boring. It is unimaginative. It is nothing that we have signed up for. It is nothing that we are used to, considering the at least intense and diverse, but certainly intense actions that we used to see this team perform on the pitch. Before, they would certainly go out there with every intention on putting down the hammer, and now it seems like we are the nail. So I definitely don't want to see that happen against Arsenal, and I'm hoping that we have some type of change up real quick. People, tell us what you thought. Tell us where your ratings, if you think you disagree with one of our ratings. Tell us if you disagree with some of our assertions about the team, about the coach, about the direction of this team, because this channel is different in that we do our best to try to include you in the conversation. Primarily, the reason why we do is because you can't always do that, but I will say that this chat that that usually congregate here on this channel are very, very informative, very respectful, and often is the case is here to either contribute or to at least enrich themselves with something from us, from anyone in the chat or else on the panel that are trying to give out some jewels of our own. So we appreciate the conversation that you guys help us conduct. I appreciate the fact that this panel is always one of the most loyal and proper Reds that I know. So I want to give the mic to them so they can say their good praises or thank yous or whatever they like to say. I'll start with Lee. We'll go around the horn. Start with Lee, then go to JK, then go to Delonte. So Lee.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for your contributions and your opinions and that. Shame it wasn't a better result, but better luck next time, eh? See you again soon. Okay.
How about for you, JK?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the comments in the chat, for top comments. In that way, attacking is in our DNA, Lone Sheep says. And sort of Slot's taken that out of our game now. We don't attack no more.
Yeah.
And that's just worrying for me. But I don't know what I could say, bro. I think today's game and then scoring to make it 2-2 just frustrated me that no one got out to that lad. Like, is it the manager? Yeah. Telling everyone to get into the box? What was it? What was going on? What instructions were given for us not to get anyone on that read, lad? So that's a worry for me.
Right.
We've got a big game Thursday now. Yeah, I can't say anything, bro, in that way. And it's January, so we could buy someone.
We could.
The window transfer window's open. Nothing's really happened so far, but would a new player really make any difference because of Arnie's tactics? Or Arnie would probably not even pick him. Like for me, sticking to McAllister playing, like McAllister's come back into the team, and we haven't lost. And this is a sort of like McAllister's lasting game.
That's one way of looking at it. I guess you could say that was one way of looking at it. Yeah.
You know, and what McAllister gives you is he did the basics right. If you know what I mean. He's not fast. He's not the most skillful, but he just sort of does the basics right. I mean, I think in football, sometimes from your midfield, you need more than just the basics. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, and McAllister, for example, and Jones, Curtis. Let's add Curtis to that. Curtis, he don't do nothing. McAllister, he don't do nothing. Gravenberch, he's popped up now and again with a goal recently. Szoboszlai, not enough. He scored that goal against Arsenal, and he hasn't scored since, has he? No, he scored against... who did he score against? I think it was the Champions League game, wasn't it? Or was it Leeds?
He hasn't scored in the Premier League. He hasn't scored in the Premier League
against Leeds. So that's not enough for me. So Szoboszlai needs to score more goals as well. And that comes from the midfield. And Arnie loves his four in midfield. Well, you need to tell them four in midfield, you better score or get an assist in this fucking game. You know, and it's simple things when you look at it, really. But I just hope that Thursday we put a display in to upset Arsenal. Yeah.
Yeah. He did score against he scored against Inter.
Okay.
He scored the penalty.
Okay. But two in the Premier League from a Szoboszlai energy, how much energy he puts out there, should be getting more goals than that.
He scored against Leeds too.
Yeah. So he scored 2 this season, hasn't he, in the Premier League? Yeah, that's not enough, bro.
Yeah, he's I think that's the only ones he scored so far this year.
And with the energy he's got and the football know-how, that guy should be scoring every game. Let's not kid ourselves here. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, he scored against obviously Arsenal. He's had a few assists. He scored in the Frankfurt game. That was Champions League. He had assists. He's had a bunch of assists this year. He scored against
right back.
Right. He scored against PSV. Yeah.
Yeah, he has played right back quite a lot, actually. Yeah. The manager's too much with that messing around with the right back situation, changing players. We had 3-4 right backs in one game once. Like who does that?
Yeah.
Like who the hell does that? Come on.
Yeah, the last time he scored was against Inter. That was a penalty, and then he scored against Leeds.
Yeah.
And he scored in the PSV game too. He scored and assisted in a bunch of Champions League. Oh, wow. All right. Nolante, do you want to say anything before we bounce out? We're at 3:30. Long day.
Yeah.
Talking about these Reds.
Yeah, no, good man. I think we've just talked a lot, but it's what it is. We move, pick up everyone, and that's prayers for Thursday coming up against Arsenal. Prayers. That's what I can say.
Everyone's going to the temple, the church, everything. Wednesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's have it. Let Thursday be a throwback Thursday. How about that? Throwback to when Liverpool used to win. Throwback to when we used to go to the Emirates and have hat tricks, by our strikers or at least by someone on the pitch, at least, Let's have a throwback Thursday. Okay. All right. People, thank you again. Big up to each and every one of you. I hope that you are all safe. Hope that you are healthy as well. You know, I know that the flu is going around, so definitely take care of yourselves. But yeah, we go again. We pick ourselves up and we go again. That's how it is. And as long as we have each other, we'll know that you'll never walk alone. It means something. It should mean something. It does mean something. So let's continue to make it mean something. And see you guys here tomorrow. All right.
Quick question before we go, bro. How many games is that? How many games is that unbeaten now?
I think it's 8. I want to say. Hold on, I'll double check for you. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 now.
Wow. Imagine them 9 and the ones we got draws in. We got the extra
4. It's 5 wins, 4 draws though. That's still and one of those wins is a Champions League win, by the way. So
look, it's better. Come on, it is definitely better, but it's still not good enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 4 wins, 4 draws is not good enough for us.
Yeah.
Not for a team that's coming off of like what was that before? We had like a 8, 9, was it 10 game losing streak or something like that?
Yeah, we kept on losing, bro. 3 goals a game, conceding.
Yeah,
it was a nightmare.
Before that was three losses, and then we had 2 losses before that. Then we had 4 losses before that. Yeah, that's not good. You can't have 4 game losing streaks or 3 game losing streaks and think you're going to have some type of retention of the title, much less retention of being in the top 4. But we move, people. We move. Big up to each and every one of you. I wish you a blessed day, blessed evening, blessed morning, whatever the case is. Watching on the replay, please hit the like, hit the subscribe button, especially so you can be here, so you know when we're live. Hit the notification button, and we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you tomorrow.
Press the like button.
Yep, press the like.
Let's get the numbers up. Let's get the numbers up. Yes. Get the numbers up. So if it's cooking, we're cooking.
Peace.
Oh yeah.